Hello everyone! Welcome to SpeedGaming Main. Today we have another Ocarina of Time Randomizer SpeedGaming Live 2021 Brackets Round 2 match here between Elagatua and Favio. I'm Star, with me on comms is Majarkin. How are you doing?
I'm doing good tonight, Star. How are you?
Doing good. Looking forward to a good match here.
Oh yes, this will be a good matchup. Heck, all these top 16s will be very good.
For sure. We've got ourselves Ela, a long-time runner who won the Baby Dodongas tournament last year, versus Fabio, one of the few Chilean players in the community who's been doing very well.
Yep, and I'm very excited to see this and all the other matches tomorrow. I think we got another, what, 4 tomorrow?
6.
6, oh jeez. I want to say thank you to Mighty Mouse for doing her tracking tonight too. Of course, she's been doing quite a bit, helping to track, so appreciate everyone supporting SGL and helping to make this event run smoothly and so we can see all these great Zooter.
For sure. But they should be starting here soon. We've got ourselves the start, so you can't see right now, but they started with the Kokiri, Emerald, and Serenade. Emerald's nice to have. Serenade, we'll find out.
Helps a little bit as child, not so much when you're adult.
No, not really.
I tend to get seeds that you get a foolish hint of lake when you have Serenade. We'll see if that holds up.
And okay, they started outside Goron City. Why not? Okay. Oh, looks like we've got a bit of a delay on Favio's side, but they should be starting shortly. But yeah, outside the Goron shop is our spawn, lol.
Again, this is one of the... It kind of feels bad, but it feels a lot better later on in the seed because it can be difficult to get up here or time consuming.
Yep. Alright, runners are more or less resynced for now. That's a big chest on the wall.
Well, if these seeds are anything like the last couple, we might not be seeing any type of explosives or hammer for over an hour, so we may not get to see what that item is for a while.
Yeah, we might not. Both runners, I mean, there's only you can do in Goron City at the very start of the seed with absolutely nothing. So down the mountain they go. Probably picking up the blue piece since he's right there. You never know when that might be useful.
I was actually kind of surprised he grabbed it, but I would not be surprised if these runners grab a lot of small chests early on just to maybe get lucky and get bomb chews. Oh, and there's a 50 rupee man on roof.
Yeah, Big Goron is dead. That's a big chest in the back of Cat. Which has a strength upgrade, speaking of.
Both runners following the same path. We'll see what we get here out of Storm.
Windmill Man giving us here... Song of Time! Womp womp!
Well, the seed is not being kind yet.
No, Serenade and Song of Time is your first two songs. Unfortunately, the blue songs are two of the most useless, generally. In case people are wondering why I'm calling them blue songs, in Song Sanity, those are the two songs that are blue. Heart Container on Impus Cow, you'll absolutely take that. Always nice to have health, especially in CSMC.
Yes, with these settings, you're very unlikely to be getting a lot of heart pieces or heart containers as they are all in a small chest.
You might find double defense, because that isn't a big chest, but that only goes so far. Small chest in the shield grave, Elagatua does not feel like picking it up. Let's see what's in the box. Heart piece is vanilla, so not gonna worry about that today. That's a heart piece in this shield grave for Favio. There's definitely a choice to open small chests early in the seed. Elagatua seems to be skipping most of them, at least the ones that are too far, like that one is a bit of a walk to get there and back. Like you can find things like health, which is good for fire and water, bomb chews, even some money can be nice in the early game. It's a choice.
Yeah, it's a little bit hard to decide when you're actually playing it. Do I get this one? Do I not? And when you actually stop picking them up becomes a question. I know I've purposely opened small chests hoping to find a piece of heart, like later on if I'm low on health, just to get that refill. But the chance of getting bomb chews, especially early on and with seeds where you cannot have explosives for a while, it can really change the outcome of a seed.
Yeah. Heart
And
container is worth
off.
opening. That small chest on Dante Race. Ela opening it because, you know, it's right in front of his face. Might as well.
Well, now I see both runners going child here. I don't see much else that they would be willing to do. We haven't found anything yet, so.
No, I guess they could technically blow up Lake the Goron, but I don't think it's worth it.
And they could go into DC, but with being unable to finish it, it's probably not worth it at this point.
Yeah, so Ela is walking out, heading probably for market. Fabio is safe quitting, so he might go poke around a bit with strength. Neither are bad plays, just different plays, really, at this point. Oh, actually, that makes sense here to check the Global Lost Woods shortcut, get the song from Minuet.
He also gets, it looks like he's getting Mido's house too in the hint.
Water
Central Pillar, yeah.
is dead, always nice to have. But Mido's house is 2 big chests in it. Okay, Red Rupee. Bomb bag. Refill. And I missed the last item because I was looking at yours. Slingshot?
Yep, I missed those hints.
Let's see. DMT was Way of the Hero. Water Boss Key Chest is dead, I believe. Bigoron is still dead. And
30 dead. What chat is.
30 is dead, thank you, PXR. And then I proceed to miss the pedestal check. Lovely.
Favio getting those bombs early, there's a bit he could do. Of course, I also missed the pedestal, so I don't know if DC is required. Skull Mask is dead.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we did see that big chest up on Death Mountain Trail, so very likely that is the item we need.
Yes, it probably is. Hey, hookshot! I'm the last one. Scrub Grotto.
Scrub Grotto hookshot. Well, Ella won't be far behind here. I see Ella going Lon into Kokiri.
Yeah. I want to see how much the routing matters here. I am currently digging out Hila's stream to go see what hit he marked down the medallions on his tracker as, because I unfortunately completely missed that pedestal check. As you see, a magic meter on child shooting is a nice find for later. There was much of anything in the Wolfus Grotto.
And as you said, Favio is heading to go and get Minuet, but that is second. And we also get 3 hits.
30 skulls is still a heart container, thanks. What was the second hit? Managed to look away at just the wrong second.
Redead Grave is Sun Song, I believe. Or what? I saw Redead in the word is Sun Song, so.
That would be Sunsong Vanilla, yeah. Requiem on Minuet.
Depending if they need Requiem, that could be very good.
Yeah,
50
that's another song, and Fabio's gonna go do the Forest Courtyards. I mean, he has Song of Time, Hookshot, and a Strength upgrade. No, probably not a bad idea here, as it looks like our medallions are Fire, DC, and Shadow. In that order are our Forest, Fire, Water medallions. Fire being the Forest medallions, meh. Shadow being the Water medallions is not too bad. Water and Jump are our 2 required medallions today, and this is late medallion forest, as it turns out. Oh boy. So that leaves Deku and Spirit as our other 2 stones. I can that one. How much I can read? Based off Hila's tracker, which I assume is correct.
We're about to find out what the Lon Lon song is.
Sorry, song. Well, okay, Requiem's in Logic. Good to know. Oh yeah, Shieldless Forest here for Favio is fun. Takes some stuff is pretty nicely. And that's a curious sword in the silo.
We'll find out what our child spawn is.
French vanilla, okay.
Well, that saves him a lot of time.
Yep, exiting the House of Twins is what that is.
Currently, we have Death Mountain Trail as Way of the Hero. I don't think we found any other.
Frogs 2 is a wallet. Probably not required, but you never know. That's concerning.
Oh, is Ella doing this this trick to get the hint?
Yes, he is.
A lot more precise. Oh, he got it.
Central Pillar is dead still, thanks. So far nothing in Forest for Favio. He's got no yeah. Currently pushing the blocks and is going to well, there's blocks. Probably gonna recoil over to the courtyards after this.
Yep, he hasn't checked any of the courtyards yet.
This chest of Deku is small here. Just a recovery heart. Nice recoil for Favio. Yeah, Fox 2 wallet, most likely not required, but we've also seen sillier. You never know. It's something to keep in mind for wave heroes in case that ends up being logically required for a Zora tunic for not Zora tunic in this case for a Goron tunic. Never mind. Lol. I guess I'm proven wrong because there is the Goron tunic.
Yep, there's the Goron.
With Central Pillar dead, that is Goron tunic being acquired. It is unlikely for the Frog's 2 wallet to be hard required, unless of course even it might be logically required, but King Zora skip means we'll be able to get Blue Fire elsewhere in a different way. Favio did the okay, so Favio when a state adult went to Kokiri, got his bomb bag, then got his hookshot chaining off it in the Lostwood Scrubyard and decided I'm here anyway, might as well see what's up here. What's in the courtyards. Because these are pretty quick checks. This might be a required dungeon. Unfortunately, it isn't, but he doesn't know that at this point. And might as well take a look. Forest courtyards are a bunch of quick checks. Nothing's paying out so far.
Another big chest in Deku here. Yep. Top of Deku.
Fires! Paradox letter would be hilarious. Yeah, Frogs 2 not going to be hard required today since King Zora skip means that they will be able to get Blue Fire even without turning in Rita's letter, for instance, but you never know, it might end up being logically required, which could mess with hints. Also highly unlikely, but you never know. Ooh, Hila not so happy with himself about that failed B1 skips.
And if he would only have checked Mitos, he could have just done a, what do they call the bomb jump or whatever, the,
Ground jump.
Ground jump, yeah.
And failing again feels bad.
Yeah, it saves you quite a bit of time.
It does. Favio is thankfully not found a bow in Forest Temple. It would have been worse if he had, I think, because he would have full cleared Late Medallion Forest. Probably for nothing. There we go. Third time's the charm for Ela. Bit of a headshake at himself. So it happens though. B1 skip, even though we all do it all the time, it's actually pretty hard to learn. And do consistently. There's the other copy of the Sun Song hint.
Yep, and I think I saw like a red rupee or a heart
red
up there.
Yeah, that's a red rupee up there.
We'll find out what this song is.
Ela will check Mitos afterwards. There's Epona's. And Favio's quitting.
I see him going into DC and probably beating them. That's where I see
I think
Favio
so.
going.
A lot of quick checks. Gonna also blow up Link the Goron and get some other checks here. Can get the Crater Song.
Maze, yeah.
He's got plenty to do. Won't be child for a while. Ooh, timing did not work out for Link the Goron though. Feels bad. I'm gifting Ela a loopy that he doesn't even bother picking up, but that will be his first stone. Giving us the ruby, so Spirit is the sapphire. And chat talking about skipping Midas House. I did in fact once see a co-op tournament match last season where one team just forgot Midas House existed or something and did not check it. It was their first logical bomb bag.
Ooh, that is rough. Ooh, big chest. In the maze.
Really, Gabe, really. Okay.
The other magic. Okay.
You know what? Sure. Could you tell what the size of the left side was? Because I didn't.
I could not. I generally check it with just the holding the sword, like charging it up.
Yeah, no, that magic is not magic locked at all. Oh, nice though to get double magic in this sea. Loopy off Link to Goron. Yeah, never checked Mido's house in this co-op tournament race. Didn't end up mattering. I think bomb crews were available, and I think they ended up getting a bomb back out of like Ice Cavern or something 2 hours later. Because co-op starts as adult to give more routing options. Valley is foolish is a good hint. And we ended up telling them in the interview, hey guys, do you know where your first logical bomb bag was? Sure. Mido's house. Wait, what? How did we never check Mido's house? Was their reaction to it.
And Ella gets the bomb bag and the slingshot.
Yep. Favio heading for Crater now. Ending a recovery heart to help with the timer. Not too bad to start, all in all honesty, just a little slow. Ela can affect full clear Lost Woods here, yes, with bombs and Zarya's in the slingshot. Nocturne in the crater. Can help Favio get back down the mountain too, good child.
That's a very good find. Now I'm trying to think where ZL is going to be.
What extremely dark item is that on the volcano?
That slingshot.
Okay, thank you. I thought it might have been, but I'm notoriously bad at it. Oswald's Bridge hint is Graveyard Way of the Hero. Graveyard Way of the Hero?
Possibly. Well, it wouldn't be. Well, it could be for a song if it's like storms. But...
It was hinted Sun Song. It's not that.
That's
Sun
right.
Song Grave. Sun Song Grave or Dompe digging then? Fun. Because it wasn't the box, that was a heart piece. Dompe Race had a recovery heart in a heart container. Fortress is foolish. Yep, so Dompe digging or Sunsong Grave. As I get a nut off the woods target. Fortress is foolish in the crater grotto. Where's the L? Probably Saria at this point. It could be Prelude behind Fire Temple. As we get the other wallet. Alright. Although this looks a lot like CL here on the Ocarina memory game, speaking of.
Yeah.
Nope, last note is off. Yeah, it could be on Ocarina of Time as well for ZL, but that would require some silly key placements for Spirit. There's the other copy of the Frog's hint, just after he got the frog. I guess if he got the other wallet, which is funny.
And Ella slowly making their way through Lost Woods here. Should be getting the hookshot soon.
Yep, Sporty Skulls is dead. We don't need our skulls today.
So technically...
Right. Oh. Hey, Mirror Shield! That's Way of the Hero!
Mirror Shield. So technically, depending on items get, the ZL can be an ice?
No.
Oh wait, no, because of adult. That's right. Because of our spawn, so that can't be.
Yeah, ZL requires adult spawn to be in one of a couple very specific places in Zora's domain, or in one very particular spot in Zora's River.
Then it's most likely just on Saria's, and we'll see it here very shortly.
Yeah, 50 Skulls is still dead in DC. Missing our Burning Cat. Hint, 3 Way of the Heroes, a Foolish, and 2 sometimes. Yeah, ZL is most likely here. If it's not, then we're for some fun. But I think it's gonna be just sitting here.
Like you said, it could be off Fire Temple.
Yep. We know it can't be in Shadow Temple, at least. Or not by the Cack, at least, since Shadow's a water medallion. Also, okay, Ela backtracking for the hints before getting the song from Sorry. I was like, where is he going?
He's probably serenading out of here then?
I think so, makes sense. But yeah, I just want to be sure that he wasn't just leaving the song behind, because that would have been a concern.
I looked at his songs, I'm like, where are you going to warp? And I get, you know, serenade to go back to market.
Also, that's not ZL.
That's not ZL.
Yay! So, prelude or OT, chat? Also, yes, I rolled the seed.
Well, they have spirit access, and as long as there isn't a key behind the 1 or the 3 checks that require ZL.
Or vanilla boss key, that's also ZL locked.
Right, that's... So there's the 2 on the hands, and then... Or not the hand... Well, the 2 in the central room. And then the vanilla boss key requires it in there. So, but I think with Spirit Key logic, can't have any key behind those.
Correct.
Oh, hammer on Bomb True Bowling. So yeah, it's probably on fire. Seeing that.
Yep. Yeah, you're getting that. Sure, fire is a force medallion, but at this point, so you think you've just like the Ela doesn't know this, Favio doesn't know this, but you don't want to leave it behind. You don't know. You really don't want to risk it leaving your hammer behind. It's not too long to get, and you don't want to risk it being left behind, because we know at this point, Ela will find out in like another 10-15 minutes that there's a really high chance that hammer is locking ZL. Ela putting on a bit of a thinking face here. And is just heading straight at ult.
Well, he does have Tunic and Hammer and Strength and Hookshot, so he can get everything but the bow check only if the bow check is a key that locks him out of the climbing, so
yeah,
very likely he can climb.
He can definitely, well, he can climb. How far depends, too, because that prelude derailed any plans you might have had to play Serenade, so, well. Papa King Dodongo, giving us a strength 2, okay.
Doesn't that make Spirit fully, besides for ZL checks? So, fully clearable besides for those 3? I think we have everything,
Except we might end up, if Spirit is not ZL locked, then it is almost certainly Fire locked. It's extremely rare for Spirit to not be one or the other Majarkin, and we don't have a bow to fire those fire arrows.
That is true.
Just to keep in mind, it is incredibly unlikely we'll avoid all 3 of Longshot, ZL, and Fire locks in Spirit.
That is correct. We do have child access, so we can get all of those fire locks that way. It's probably not logical to do that, but these runners would be able to. Here's Ella getting his mirror shield.
Probably a bit of an eye roll at the Temple of Time Wave here. Her piece from King Dodongo, you'll pick it up at Favio's side. Yeah, at this point, I might just genuinely go look at Spirit Temple at this point.
So what's the likelihood?
It's probably completable. It might not be in logic to complete it, but it is likely completable between our 2 runners now.
Yep, I agree. What's the likelihood, or how long do you think it will be until Ella actually goes up DC? Get that second strength?
I mean, I think soon. He doesn't have... I mean, it's that, I mean, he's got unrequired fire, unrequired force, and unrequired DC. Take your pick.
Yeah. DC's a bit faster.
I'd go DC.
Fire's kind of, well, like you said, he doesn't know it yet, but once he knows it, Fire kind of screams to me just because it's most likely ZL, but DC's really quick for those amount of checks.
He's gonna clear out Goron City first, though, because, I mean, it makes sense. And, let's see where Favio's off to.
Looks like he might be going to market, we'll see.
Possible. Yeah, because he hasn't gotten Child yet, right?
Correct.
So he's gonna check Folder of Destiny and then go with Child. Okay, that was a small chest on the left side, so no need to worry about that. Favio. He's at 6 hearts, so it doesn't particularly feel like picking up that small chest. Burning Cactus, Song of Storms! I was wondering what that was. It was the only song that could have been useful on Burning Cack, and of course it's Burning Cack. Yay!
We still do have a chance that it is on Ocarina of Time. ZL, that is. It's still possible.
Oh, I know, but Storms at Burning Cack is really Monka-esque because it locks 15 items, not counting that wallet on Frogs 2. There are 13 items in the well, and another 2 in the Storms Grottos, and 1 on Frogs 1. Actually make that 16 items that are Storms locked. That's, it's, I mean, considering it's locked behind Shadow Temple, it's not the most likely, but, it is something to think about. Oops AD would be funny. For us, runners wouldn't be so amused with me.
Oh, it's always fun to cast it. It could be light arrows back behind there.
Oh, yes it could.
Oh, no. You need to get golds in the well to get light arrows in the castle.
But that's gonna be weighing on Favio's mind for a good long while, considering... You never 100% can write off a song as powerful as Storms until you hit Go mode. It's just too good a song to completely ignore. Like, you know it's not likely considering it's like behind Fire and Shadow, but you also can't just... It's also something to just keep in the back of your mind somewhere.
Unrequired shadow finds a way.
Yes, it does.
It's a pretty high percentage for when you don't actually need its reward, but there's something in there, because there's quite a few checks.
Yeah, there are some that fall, I think. Yeah, and Fire also has a good chance of locking ZL. It's a 50-50 at best, and Spirit has a high chance of being ZL locked. Forest is foolish. Well, okay, now Favio feels like a bit of an idiot. For doing the courtyards. Ouch.
Oh, like you said earlier, it wasn't too much time used, and luckily now he knows he doesn't have to continue, or hopefully doesn't have to continue. We don't need Forest, right? Yeah, not at all, so
Nope,
never
like
going
Medallion.
back there.
But if Favio loses by like 3 or 4 minutes, we know why, unfortunately. Since he did spend 3 or 4 minutes in the courtyards there.
Dude, this is like the best case of getting Forest Foolish, because it really feels bad when you get Forest Foolish and you have to do it anyways.
Yeah. It's just unfortunate for Favio. Ela might end up in there as well. We'll see what he does here. He's getting the song for sure. He's still looking for ZL. He doesn't know it's not here. No, he'll get Minuet. He'll get Requiem. Discover that that leads to his fight with Ponos and get progressively more irritated at the scene.
And Favio getting his hammer. So I expect one of these runners to go into fire here soon.
Well, it's gonna take them both. Well, Ela's almost at the point where he's gonna figure out that that ZL is not available.
Yeah, Favio has to go to Deku and do a couple other things, but
Ela looks very... Well, his face is something as he thinks about that placement of Requiem, because he is still looking for that. ZL is like,
And he's going into Foolish Forest. Of course, he doesn't know, but we do. And Favio does now, so...
Because, yeah, Ela didn't check that hint, so he's also doing Foolish Force, so never mind. They're both gonna do it, and both at the same time loss. It is a bit of an annoying hint to get if you don't have ZL, since you're just walking, like, losing like 30 seconds to go there for just that one thing, but it does feel a bit bad. Hey, Martin. Yeah, so net 0 on that one.
Looks like Favio is going to just make it inside. We'll see for sure. I know I've accidentally missed it by a second or two before, and that feels bad.
Strength 2 is on top of King Dodongo, Martin. My brain decided it wanted to say Mario instead. I'm thinking of a wrong member of Team M&M. Thanks, brain.
Yep, Mr. Mario holds the silvers. We've now found a way to put other players to act against our runners. It is a wonderful new game mode.
Yeah. Favio is Chilean. I presume it's a normal name in Chile. If you see his internet is stream lagging a bit, it's also his internet. Unfortunately, Chile is not known for the world's greatest internet. Seems to be holding up pretty well, though.
I'm wondering if Ella's gonna actually climb up and do the floor master check like Favio did. It would save him quite a bit of time not pushing the blocks and climbing.
Oh, I'm sure, Martin. For those who don't know, Mr. Martin and Mr. Mario formed Team M&M in the co-op tournament. They also formed a trio with Cola for multi-world Team Snack Pack. In that case, Cola and M&M's equals a snack pack, I guess. But I can imagine them people might mix it up. Yeah, on comms, Martin, you and Mario having very similar names on the same team. Mario's gonna go get the Kokiri sword.
Interesting. I'm actually kind of surprised.
I guess it's the beginning of his child section. Jabu's required. He hasn't done Deku yet.
I guess it's a way to save on Deku sticks, so you don't have to worry about him, because he can just do the jump slash and use the Kokiri sword.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all of a 10-second time loss, anyways, to get it, so it's not a big deal.
And Favio is immediately heading for Child Spirit. Guess he just wants to get this done real quick. I mean, no real difference between doing it now versus doing it after.
You know, it's Deku. A required dungeon, so may as well. And then he'll probably save and quit up here.
Yeah, he just save quit, found out it was Deku. Okay, might as well.
Yeah, it's never a bad thing to do acquired dungeons. You may find something you need, so... Now, it would have been unfortunate there if he somehow got hit by the fire piece and lost his shield before doing Deku. I think that was Ella shaking his head after singing the song.
Yeah, he's still looking for that ZL and getting less and less happy by the check.
Is this Ella going into fire here?
Yep. I mean, he's at this point, I think. Yeah, note to the tracker to mark Eponas for him. But yes, he has gone to the point where he knows that ZL is either behind fire or on OT. Milk bottle is in child spirit. There are no keys here, interestingly. Okay. Unfortunately, no keys child spirit just increases the odds that, there
Fire locked,
is
yeah.
fire lock and or long shot lock would be funny too. Thank you for the graveyard wave the hero hit in graveyard.
That's our
Favio.
second one then.
It is something to keep in mind in case we see a third. It is, in fact, also Dompe digging time, so we'll know for sure if it's this for Favio. Small key now. No worries, Mighty Mouse. That is a boom thing. Alright, that's Wave Hero. That's, well, that solves that until we see a third graveyard Wave Hero. Hint, wink, wink.
Or we find more items and you just have multiple items in a Way of the Hero and you wonder which one it is.
Ranks confirmed for Jabu. So, Stone, Shadow Medallion Jabu, so that's not a concern.
In our seed last night, we had Way of the Hero Dins and Hovers and never found out what it was. It was probably Hovers for Fire Boss access, but it never really led to anything specific, so...
Yeah, that happens. But yeah, Ela is just gonna do fire because he knows that the ZL is somewhere. And this seed does smell a little bit like you might as well try it.
And at this point, they're either getting Minuet or Bolero off of this. So, well, as the other options if it's not ZL.
Yep.
Useful warp songs, not so much, not as useful this seed, but still will help getting around.
Yep. Hey Don, the Nintendo freak. ZL is missing is what's happened to this seed. Ela is in Forest Medallion Fire looking for it. It's either this or an OT behind Spirit Temple, and the odds of it being behind Spirit are getting a little lower, considering there were no keys on Child's side, unusually. Because there are only so many checks that can have keys. It is currently 50-50 as to whether or not the Compass Chest has a key, or only there's like a, not exact 50-50, but there is a good chance that Compass Chest might well have the only key for Spirit Temple to continue. And there's a good chance Compass just generally has a key that would at least logically knock out of Spirit. 10 Skulls is useless. Favio's doing that for now, so nothing yet. Nothing new there for the moment.
Seems like we're getting another Where's the Bow seed at this point.
Possible. I mean, let's see. We need Riddle's Letter for Jabu. We need Longshot and either 2 Scales or Iron Boots for water, and that's it, I think? Yeah, theoretically that's it.
Theoretically.
We also need a bow and light arrows to complete, to, beat Ganon.
All of this until we actually need storms.
And then we're in for fun, because that is Unburning Hack. Neil's just shaking his head at the continued presence of small keys and not boss keys.
Means you get to climb up fire, and that's always a disappointing thing when you may not need to actually do fire. If your opponent makes the spirit play and just gets ZL, that's what's probably going through his mind here is, do I climb and take all this time when if I just went into spirit, which I know I need to do, well, I guess he doesn't have silvers. He doesn't know this yet, but, what if my opponent somehow found silvers and did that and ZL's over there and I never had to come in here?
Yeah. There's the go-around tunic for Favio, who probably burned a bit of an eye roll at it. It's like, okay, well, sure. I don't. Ela did not get the wallet because he doesn't need it, so.
I still think this fire is a good play because, like you said, especially with no keys on Shot-Side Spirit, it's unlikely that you can logically get through Spirit without it. So it's
Yeah.
very unlikely ZL is on OOT.
Yeah, no, the odds of that are extremely slim. I will laugh if it is, but this is a really good play from Ela, honestly. Yeah, and he doesn't have silver gauntlets. I mean, yeah, if you have silvers, you probably go to see if you can beat Spirit, but without silver gauntlets, you might as well do Fire Temple, because it makes more sense for Ela than to do DC, which is also unrequired, and it's just a Fire Medallion, so, like, for the value, Fire Temple's the better play. Unfortunately, no Pierre and no Bow, so this might be an issue. And that is a key! Ela is not bow locked out of here.
Right.
He is... Sorry, I'm laughing at his face.
Yeah. I did cast a seed, what was it, Worm versus whoever I forget who his first opponent was, but there was a bow on the, is that the map chest? Whatever the chest behind the bow is here. And Worm ended up not going up and his opponent did. It was a race for Worm to find the bow.
Yeah. Yeah, Ela couldn't believe that he wasn't locked. No, he doesn't have Pierre. I think he was originally planning to play Serenity to get back to Bill after his child section, but then he got prelude off Sari and that derailed that plan, so he doesn't have it. But yeah, Ela doesn't have Mike, obviously, but his face is great. I love having the face cam on when people
I believe that was another key in the bowlock chest. Oh, and a large chest up here.
Ooh, Ela did peek this earlier. You can roll see up through the wall at the lower Goron to peek this upper one, and let's see what this is.
And Favio finishing Deku Tree.
Yep. And okay, game. Okay. Third slingshot, thanks.
Just what we needed.
Really useful. Very much needed. We've already seen the Woods target. It was useless, and I know where the third one is, so that's just a giant eye roll as Fabio completes his Deku Tree. Yeah, thanks CSMC for being bait. Alright, small key in the shortcut chest. I've never been good at peeking it on comms.
Yeah, I forgot to look when he was going past. I think he needs the other key that's in the bowlock chest to be able to check highest Goron, right?
Sorry, Rain, what?
He actually doesn't if they do the fire skip, but...
They might end up being logical. They do logically need another key to complete the top of Spire here, yeah.
But you can do the hop over the fire and go in, because they
yep,
have...
you can.
Song of Time,
yeah, Jack, CSMC, we said unique, we didn't say good. That is correct. CSMC, big chests have major items. Not necessarily good ones. They can be the third slingshot, the third bottle, another wallet, Mirror's Love with double defense. None of which are all that helpful, honestly.
Okay, we have 2 checks left. Is it going to be highest Goron or hammer chest? We're about to find out.
Or could be Pierre, I don't.
Oh, it could be Pierre, that is correct.
And that is something.
That's a small key, so...
Okay, so highest Goron or Pierre has the boss key. We also are missing... I did not catch what the bowlock chest was. You said it was a key?
Small key, yes.
Okay,
there's an extra key, yep.
Yep, so there's the key there. There's the key on highest ground. So there's boss key and 2 checks left between here, Pierre and Fulvagia. Promise I can count. I am bad at picking items.
Nope, that's correct. There's 3 left if you include the boss. But we know either Pierre or the hammer chest here is the boss key. So it's going to be quite unfortunate if it happens to be Pierre. They do have Serenade and Prelude, so that you can set it up pretty quick, but it's a big waste of time.
Yeah, at that point you might as well just leave it behind and go do some other stuff and eventually get back.
And just set it up as you go check other things, yep.
Pretty much. Like, it's not worth going really, really far out of your way for that thing. Hey, Tafio, we're in the world of ZL mode. They haven't found it. It's either on the Ocarina of Time, which requires an incredibly stupid spirit key layout, considering there were no keys on Child's side, or it's behind Fire Temple. Elagatua is currently trying to find the boss key. It is on Pierre.
On Pierre, yes. Oh. I feel bad for Ella. He had a very nice reaction there, though. He is great to watch. He is not happy.
Guess who went to... No one's been to Lake yet. No one's been to Lake yet, so, Hila's not abused. Just head shake. Playing fairly and then safely.
Looks like maybe Ella's going to DC now.
That makes sense, just for quick progression. What happened to the NA Weekly profile? Apparently it was a flaming fire dumpster fire. Sorry, I'm just laughing. But yeah, Hila's facial expressions have been hilarious.
They have been pretty great. Luckily for Hila, he's on the right path to get silvers here, which opens up Spirit Temple. And technically with Epona's, they could be going in and clearing part of GTG. I don't see either runner doing it anytime soon, but it's an option.
I mean, GTG is actually not a terrible idea. They can't get into Jabu, they can't get into water. Well, they're gonna do Spirit first, but then I think they might reverse to GTG, considering, assuming they find nothing else, that is. They might go to GTG, considering they do have Hookshot, Strength 2, and Song of Time.
Right, and they're only gonna miss 3 checks, because you can peek the Scarecrow one. So, it's really not too bad. Is 3 right? Yeah, the 2 front and then the shooting the eyes. So.
Yeah.
Oh,
4. Sorry.
4 with toilet, but.
It's not toilet, Pierre chest. The top one by the eye statue.
Right, but you can peek that. So.
Yeah, you can. Toilet is not locked.
Nope, but it is iron boots. so I think those are the 4 checks.
Also, apparently, there was a bomb way over here on the NA Wiki to buy a Zoraton to get Dinsquare off the central pillar to get rid of the Shadow Temple. Yikes!
Ow.
That's pretty bad.
Favio being our first runner to head to Lake, and we'll see what's on Rudo's here.
Yep.
We don't
Except Pierre, so we'll hopefully be in less of a finicky spot compared to...
I did not see that the quality went down, at least on my side when he was looking at it, so I couldn't see what was peaked there.
I couldn't tell either.
Thing is, we don't have a scale. It's not in play yet, but I don't know if anyone in chat saw it, but...
Yeah, I did not either.
So it was interesting in the seed last night that I casted, or was it last night? Whatever day. Yeah, it was last night. No one checked child fishing. I was rooting on child fishing to have a bow, and I never got to find out if something was there. And only a piece of heart in this seed. Unfortunate, but let's see if Favio sets up his Scarecrow song. He probably will. Now the question is, where does he go from here? Does he just prelude back, or does he check the Southern Hyrule Field check?
I could see either, honestly, at this point. Sorry, I was getting sidetracked.
Oh, and we haven't seen Richard the dog yet. Oh, and Elle is he's a little upset there about finding silvers.
I can imagine. You're a bit ahead of me, by the way.
Oh, am I?
Yeah, you are.
I'm just on the main seat of the stream, so.
But yeah, Ela is not amused. It's 54:11 right now for me. I'm watching off the Discord screen share.
Okay. Stop that.
Yeah, don't watch off the runners' individual streams because they're ahead.
Well, I was not. I was watching off of the SpeedGaming stream.
Yeah, no, watch off the Discord stream. Yeah. I'm surprised that got ahead too, but weird.
And there's Ella finishing DC and finding, I think a Bloopy was there. And yeah, Favio did go to Southern Hyrule Field checks. Not finding anything so far. Sacred Forest Meta Wave the hero.
You are definitely still ahead.
I'm on the Discord. What?
That's an interesting hint. SFM Way of the Hero. We got Saria Song and Requiem.
It was Prelude and Requiem.
Sorry, Prelude and... Prelude and Requiem. And the only thing Requiem has locked so far is a bottle.
It could be the requirement. Well, it's spirit access.
It could be spirit access, so that begs the question where the lens has gone off to, among other things. But that's a little weird. That's something kind of concerning, but that's something.
GTG is sus, yeah. Ella going into Spirit Temple, so we'll see if we can actually do it.
And let me disconnect and reconnect from Discord. That might help fix our sync issue. Where did I put the thing? Yeah, I probably did on my end, I think. That's what happened. Let me know when you see Ela open the Fortis chest and we'll sort out our sync.
He's opening the small key chest. Open which chest?
Oh, never mind. I think we were more on. I was talking. Ela just opened the door there for me, so if that's.
Yep, he did too. He just opened the key door there.
So alright, so we're back. It's in sync. I think I managed to screw up something because I bumped my. My monitor is plugged in under my desk and I actually bump it with my foot sometimes, so that tends to unplug it. Oh, and I think when I plugged it back in, things got a little screwy there. Because it just screws with my windows whenever I lose the one screen, so. Yeah, well, figured it out, we're fixed, and we are not in fact immediately ZL locked. No keys on Adult Climb is even more concerning. This spirit key layout looks like it's going to be a load of fun.
Yeah, that's pretty concerning. Is Favio the first runner we've had go up river?
Yes.
I believe so. And child climb with a single small key.
Oh, that's lovely.
I think we're almost guaranteed to be like ZL or fire locked here now.
We are confirmed fire lock. We might be ZL locked. That is not confirmed yet. Well, correction. We are confirmed fire. We are confirmed fire locked. We might be ZL locked. Whether or not we are ZL locked depends on if the third, if there is a, where the other keys are. Where's the Zora Tunic?
Yeah, River Grotto, Zora Tunic. This could still be, it's one we already had. I read it and passed over it.
Gotcha. Welcome in, Nate 357 reading for the party of 7. There's the other border key hint. But yeah, we are guaranteed fire locked out of spirit, logically. So either boat or Dins needs to be available. Small second key was child.
Now this still might be beatable here.
It
considering...
might.
Oh, a big chest.
Ooh, big chest on Fort Armos.
Bow would be huge. Oh, hovers.
Oh, for boots. That's not really funny, thanks. But yeah, so we are confirmed fire locked. There could be either... Okay, I'm gonna wait until we see more of the last couple checks here before I comment on further on spirit key layouts. So as you see, nothing on the invisible chest. Also happy 1 hour, everyone. Longshot or lens could be intended to make a Requiem Wave hero. We don't know yet. Well, that depends on where Dins has gone off to as well. Alright, the left hand here. This is... and the right hand as well. Small key on the left, a big chest on the right.
The question is, do you go back child to get it?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, you don't need to go try to go get it. Yeah, that is a logical 5th key on the left hand for Ela.
Oh, you're right. You can just go through.
Yeah, but that is... So, either... But there's not enough keys to get that and finish Spirit. Ela's gonna go finish Spirit.
We didn't find the boss key, though.
No, that's the other thing. He's hoping it's top of Spirit. If not, we're ZL locked out here. ZL/fire locked out. Even if that's long-shot gummy child, but this spirit key layout is terrible. This spirit key layout is so bad. Right,
and I don't think this can be a small key.
This is not. This cannot be a small key, but this can be the boss key. Ela is hoping it's the boss key.
Oh!
Hey! But we are a 50-50 between being there is a 50% chance of us being ZL locked out here. Well, there's 3 ZL lock checks and 1 fire lock check we haven't seen. One of those 4 checks has the final small key. We might not. We'll have to see which one that eventually is, but that's not going to be happening for a while. But that big chest on the right hand won't be checked until we either get Longshot or the way to get that 5th key, as it is.
Aren't we missing 2 keys?
One is at least one has to be fire locked. The second can be fire locked or ZL locked.
Yeah. And so we could get lucky and have them both fire locked, but
They could also. There also could be one CL lock. One has to be fire locked because that is our third key logically, and all. Well, actually, not even. There could be actually two keys. Both the two remaining keys could actually both be ZL locked. Correction, because one could be the compass chest. For some reason, I keep forgetting the compass chest exists. The other three ZL lock checks are further up in Spirit and are key locked to various degrees.
We'll find out with the song off of OOT for sure.
Yeah, there is that. Favio doing Adult League here. We're going with hovers. Wave to hero with hovers over here doesn't much matter since Oppose also wave to hero. That's also over here. The matter of recommended here depends on where the long shots have gone off to.
Right, and do you think after beating Twin Rover here, Ella just goes up and oh wait, we don't have a key. Never mind, he can't.
We can't. He doesn't have a fire source. He doesn't have a bow to do the bow nonsense to skip the fire source.
The only thing you could do is go child and hope, but I'd probably see what the song is and then set up Scarecrow if it's not ZL and go get fire completed because you know it's ZL.
Yeah, you don't go child either because you don't have a key to go through child spirit.
I think you just go child to check what the song is and then
no, you absolutely check the song, and after that, if it's not ZL, you go resign yourself to Pierre.
It looks like Favio is now going into fire, and he did set up Scarecrow song, so
yeah, he will be able to get Lavagia, and unfortunately with Bosky being on Pierre, Ela will be the first to find out where ZL is for us, because he's gonna get child for OT before Favio finds his Bosky.
And right, and he might be the first one to get up to Pierre. We'll see.
Longshot could be behind the OT reward checks, we don't know. That Requiem Wave Hero is gonna probably be very good information as where Longshot can be. The first thing though right now is to figure out where ZL is, and then we can look for what the Requiem Wave Hero is pointing at, particularly for Longshot. Because things are this like a mess. Oh yeah, Jax, absolutely. I am fantastic at logic in the comms booth. I suck at it when I'm actually playing a seed. This seed's variety of extra convoluted spirit key logic is not the most intuitive.
Nope, that is why we have that nice document.
I have it at least halfway memorized by now, I think. Probably mostly, but yeah.
Time to find out what is on Ocarina of Time.
Yes, indeed.
I believe we'll see a Serenade play here. It's a little bit faster, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Not by much, but just a little bit.
Yep. So, chat, is this ZL?
I'm feeling like a big no.
Same here, honestly. This Spirit Key layout does not feel like it's friendly enough to give us that.
There was a lot of opportunity that we could have not required Fire or ZL, but we got a bunch of small chests instead.
Yeah. And as we were talking about how Spirit recorded a fairly precise key layout, it definitely did not give us that fairly precise key layout.
Now Bolero would be nice.
Bolero would be nice for Ela to get back.
And it's
Bolero. Alright, yeah, what a surprise. Ela's unfriended. And Elo's face is hilarious. He's probably kind of glad that he actually does need to do fire, it looks like. Sorry, I'm still laughing at Elo's face. So that does mean our next video is a nice cavern, and Favio is gonna at least save a little time with Elo by already having Peter.
It seems like we just have the runners swapping places here right now.
Pretty much.
We won't be learning much here, except that the fire boss key is on Pierre, which we already knew. So,
yeah.
I see LF fully clearing out Lake here, just like Favio did earlier. I mean, you're here, may as well. You don't want to have to come back.
Ela did fire, but got Pierre locked out. He got to the top, found not a boss key on highest Goron, and was very annoyed.
Yep, and by the time it takes to clear all of Lake, if he decides to do Adult Lake 2, you know, both runners will be in about the same spot, so... And so far, really only Favio with that boomerang over Ella, which we know is required.
And to be fair, Ela knows that Greybeard's way to here. He has Nocturne. It looks to be just about Trimming Night right now here for him.
And he might go to it right after checking what the
I think he is. It's perfect time right now for him.
Are those iron boots?
I can't tell, actually. If those are iron boots...
They look like them.
I'm notoriously terrible at identifying that item. I will go take a look at the fog. If those are iron boots, that's amazing.
The seat keeps getting better, but yeah, here's Ella going to get his boomerang.
Yep.
But as we know, iron boots aren't technically required if we can find golds, but since you only need a single scale to get those irons, I think that's what the runners will do.
I think so.
Especially with Serenade, you can get there real quick, so...
No, that's a bow on the letter spot.
Oh, that is a bow. Okay. Well, that's
It's really hard to tell because it's dark, but that is a bow on the letter spot. That's a terrible spot for first bow.
Yep. These seeds have had some pretty bad bow locations, I'm not gonna lie.
Yes, they have.
Well, Ella checking 10 skulls there, and he got his hook shot, so...
Right, and I thought it was he who did... I thought he was the one who did Child's Play earlier, but no, he didn't have Requiem in Child 1. I'm a scatterbrain. He'll get the bad news that he can't climb here either.
Right, that was Favio who did Child Spirit way earlier, so he's gonna find out that there's nothing here, and probably be a little bit upset, but then go Adult and set Pierre and find fire.
Pretty much. He just wants to know what that big chest in the right hand is. Makes sense. Unfortunately, he's not getting it for a bit.
Yep, he will have to come back again.
Yep, so there are 2 fire lock checks and 2 ZL lock and 3 ZL lock checks that can have keys. One of the compass or one of the fire. There has to be at least 1 key available between compass and the 2 fire lock checks. The other key can be anywhere. We'll have to see. But Ela's gonna be so annoyed to see this big chest. Because it's not what he wants. It's not a small key, which is what he wants. He would actually need 2. Yeah, because... and then well, even if he did find a small key, he would have to hope that's the... there's a key.
He's a little bit confused. I mean, It would have been something if it was a
He's also highly annoyed in the bubble for knocking him off.
yeah. It would have been something if that was like long shot there. That would have been interesting. But yeah, it's Lon Melix. And he throws his hands up. I love his reactions.
If you watch this act, I'm sorry for laughing this much at you, but your facial expressions are just gold. Poor Fabio fell off the base and is having to reclimb, by the way. Still less of a time lost in reclimbing to Pierre for Ela, so... I'm still laughing at poor Ela's facial expression. This is definitely one of the scenes where you're going to make a lot of faces.
It does keep on giving. And so far, we don't have much of a path forward, and I think your analysis is kind of right. After they get ZL, I could see them going to GTG. Although they might try and get that big chest up on the right hand.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth going for that right now when you don't even know if you can get there. You need both of your remaining keys to get there. Who knows? I mean, Fabio's gonna go beat Strength Spirit right now, to be fair, once he's done with this and gets CL. So he'll be able to find out what he... Well, he might be able to find out that big chest is. Still remains the question of, where is it? Like, where are the remaining keys? Fabio, thinking about leaving just for Evolve, but honestly, you're not too far from the top of Fire, and you don't want to leave a required item behind. Like, you're this far already, you might as well finish, and you're still missing several things. I would stick around.
It looks like he is.
Because he knows he needs irons or 2 scales. He knows one bow. He needs a bow. He knows that one bow might be is scale locked. There's light arrows that exist out there somewhere. He needs a long shot. You're missing enough items you can finish Fire here for Favio. You don't want to risk leaving it. Your light arrows or something behind here.
Yeah, we are missing 4 items at the minimum right now. So there's
bow/scale. Yeah, we need bow/scale, iron boots or gold scale, light arrows, and long shot. Long shot might be hinted by the Requiem wave here, but we also don't know where the lens has gone off to. And Ela and his facial expression and seeing the forest apple foolish it. I'm sorry, 11. It's just too funny. Alright. Let's deal with the pain in the arse bird. That was Forest Foolish, and they both did the courtyards before finding the hint. Although since they haven't done that yet, shoutouts to our runner. Okay, the bot's not correct. Okay, thanks. Shoutouts to our runners, Elagatua and Favio. Let's see if I can remember what string of numbers is on the end of Favio's Twitch. 9414. I do not remember it correctly. Good thing I checked. Also, shoutouts to my co-com Majarkin, whose Twitch I do not have memorized, unfortunately.
It is just Majarkin.
That works. As well as to our tracker by Diaz, who is bad. Just gonna ping them in chat instead.
Yep, and we got a double fire temple right now, as Favio's killing Vavagia, and Ella is climbing to go have a talk with Pierre about why he continues to hoard items up there, or boss keys.
Yeah, Favio unfortunately not having enough bombs to do the quick strats in Volvagia, so is doing her the really slow way. Doesn't even have a bow to hit her with, so just waiting it out. Good thing he found a Goron tunic.
Yeah, and both runners still have not found the BGS, or what is it? The big Goron sword. It would be very helpful in situations like that, so you only have to 2-cycle.
Yep.
I think Favio did enough bombs to 2-cycle there. So right now I'm trying to remember what Favio has done that Ella hasn't, because right now Ella's ahead by Spirit Temple adult side over Favio. There's a little bit of a difference for killing Vivagia here too, a couple minutes, but
I think a different order of things, I guess, a bit is how things went.
and he has done 20 skulls, so there's a bit more skull collecting where Ella's only at 12, and that does take a
Yeah,
little bit of time.
Favio's also done more of field.
Oh, that's right. He did Southern Field where Ella did not.
Yeah, I was trying to remember also where he found. Yeah. Um. Yeah, and I think Favio's done with the storms on it. Burning Cat can't as well. That was Older of Destiny. I could be wrong though. All right, let's see a locked in spirit for Favio. We'll finally get an answer as to the spirit key logic. Elagatua is getting some bombs, so can't do the fast reds on full, so this fairy is trolling him. There we go. Hey Matt, thanks for the fix on the bot. There we go with our runner links.
That is an interesting angle Favio took to get that small key. I normally see people hug the left wall there.
So that is the small key on compass. So the remaining key could easily also be ZL locked for the giggles, and there could be 2 items fire locked. Like my earlier comment, I forgot compass chest existed for a bit. Oopsies. The Favio will. Well, never mind. Favio might be able to check to see if the whether or not Favio can check the right hand depends on where that last key is, because he can't do the bow nonsense to do out-of-logic fire checks. He might find the last key in the main room. As Ela takes down Volvagia, picks up a purple rupee, and gets his forest medallion.
And now the question becomes, where does he go? He does have Graveyard Way of the Hero hint, and we know Sun Song's right there, so you could check that hint.
Yep.
Check that.
Yeah, there could be Graveyard could be double Way of the Hero. We're still missing 2 Way of the Hero hints, as funny as that is. Somehow. The other difference for Favio is he also did Child River at some point. He also did Child River, don't forget.
That's right, yep.
And that had our because I remember that we didn't actually get a chance to see what the I missed the river grotto hint on his side.
Oh, that's not a small key. Let's see what's up top. Oh,
That is not a small key. We're firelock out of Spirit Temple. Thanks, game. And we're not seeing that big chest for a bit yet. Still. Unless I mean, I guess if Favio gets a big, gets go out of the boss key chest or something, he might backtrack. But other than that, I don't see it. Nothing on Crater Fairy for Ela. Valley Foolish will see River Grotto. Backtracking to move on just to be sure. And a red rupee on the DMT Fairy. We've only seen one copy of the DMT wave here, which is for the Mirror Shield. We've also seen no dungeon way of the heroes is another thing. And we're missing 2 way of the heroes. I wonder where those have gone off to. Here's hovers for Favio.
well, we have the 2 hint stones in Lake. Obviously the Gerudo Valley hint stone as well.
Domain and Fountain exist.
Yeah.
There's a couple Storms locked ones.
Looks like Ella going back into Spirit, only to find out that you are fire locked. So.
Yeah, you still can't get this big chest. That's just such a troll in this seed, because you need to beat Spirit, so you're not going to use your keys to get over there, because then you lock yourself out of beating Spirit. But because of the placements of Dins and Bows, you can't get, you're stuck abandoning that big chest.
Well, what he can do, I guess we haven't. Is it guaranteed that we're fire locked? Because
Yes.
that's the 4th one there. Okay, he could come back here as child. It would be a big waste of time, and I don't recommend it. But
no,
because you can.
oh yeah, you can, but it's a humongous waste of time.
Yeah, it is.
Oh wait, no, you can't get to the right hand. No, right, Martin is correct. I apparently can't count key doors now. You can't get to the chest. No, it's not logically. Okay, thank you. I, for some reason, thought there was a door leading to Sunblock of all things. It's only on the other side. This is where my apparent knowledge of Spirit Temple architecture has gotten lost instead of my Spirit Temple key logic. It's fine, chat. I'm a little tired, in case you can't tell. Yeah, I was actually saying, never mind. Ela can go get that big chest. I cannot count. No, Pepperoni can't get that as adult. You don't need to light the torches to open the door. Your boss key chest is big. What is this? Irons! That's a good find.
Now, wouldn't this be something if Longshot was on the right hand?
That would be really funny. Yeah, to actually get this, you just need to open this door, which is not key locked, because people at my brain thought apparently. You open the door up here, you pull this block, and you climb up. And there's the boss key for Favio, who is glad it's not fire locked.
It would be even better if it was Dins instead.
Dins on the right hand would be really ugly, I'll be honest.
Into Shadow we go, right?
Bigger question
Probably not
is...
for a while.
No, because it's out of logic at that point. We're missing a bow or, well, long shot,
shot.
honestly, to go
Yeah.
get that chest if it was Din's. Anyway, Spirit Key logic at least mostly works. Vanilla long shot is a possibility at this point, yes. Not the most likely since Central Pillar is a key, but it could be. Central Pillar is junk, as Ela nearly rolls past the chest and off the hand, and gets himself That's not Din's, but it is something. It gets him his first bow. Way out of logic.
Oh, but Ela not getting iron boots, not climbing up to check.
No, unfortunate.
So that could be painful for Ela. He does get the bow, but I think Favio knows that large chest is there. It's just when does he go and get it?
He does have the ability to get it. And Ela's gonna go do something that's not GTG. I guess he's up to get his bow. I'm not sure how much that would do for him right now, but it might be an idea. Okay, not yet. Let's go
Is he going?
would be rude.
Is he going ice? Kind of seems like it. He does have the bottle. He would dive here, right?
You can. I'm just not sure how good of an idea severely out of logic ice captain is.
I don't know either, but it seems like it. Oh, wait, he hasn't checked. He hasn't checked river either. So
okay, no, checking river makes sense. I don't know about an ice play right now, just because it's so far out of logic.
well, ice has had some major items in these seeds lately. There's another there was the Sacred Forest Meadow hint.
We saw it in Open Grotto as well, so there's 2 copies so far.
Them, okay.
Well, the only 2 copies there are, because there was only one Way of the Hero thing in SFM. That's not a different Way of the Hero, though. We're still missing 2, none of which are dungeons.
And Ella gonna find his Zora tunic, I believe, is what's in this grotto here.
Correct. Ice is only a good idea so you don't lose the random ice push. Yeah, Martin, the thing is, it's only Minuet, and, the river checks at least are quick and make sense. I honestly don't know about Ice Cavern right now. It's just... Your letter is missing. I
like grabbing the bow and beating GTG in full. That's what I like.
I think that might be the next best idea at this point. You know, Forest is foolish. You can't get into Water Temple for Ela as he shakes his head. Yeah, I think this is a play for Bo. It's a real pity he doesn't have irons, because else he would go for that.
He might, well, it makes sense to hold off on going ice, especially since we don't have Rudos. But we've obviously seen people do it tons of times with the skip now, but considering he can grab bow and do all of GTG, we know Forest is dead, so there's no point to going there. We can't go into Shadow, and he can't go into water.
No. Big note that Favio appears to be skipping his scale, by the way.
Well, that's good for Ela, and it's good for Favio that Ela skipped the iron boots. So, there's a lot more chance that there's another bow somewhere. There's only 1 pair of iron boots, so and only 1 scale.
Though Forest is foolish, there could be a bow on Phantom Cannon with the bow on Letter Spot being Way of the Hero, although that itself requires Longshot or Dins to be available.
You know what I just realized that I think both runners have forgotten? The bridge is open now that they have their stones. They can go into Ganon's.
Oh, you know, I forgot that too. That is a play. Also entirely out of logic. I expect there's either There almost has to be Bow or Dins and GTG at this point, I think, just because we kind of need a fire source to put Spirit in the stuff it locks in Logic.
We do, yep.
And I'm thinking it's Dins and GTG could technically be the Bow as well. There's not that much left to do, I don't think.
Logic is for the weak.
Favio actually might. I know. I'm actually going to do the firelock checks and get the big chest on right hand here as child. That makes. I guess this also makes some sense. Yeah, Cannons is out of logic. GTG, I feel like, is. GTG is, I think, almost guaranteed to have our logic at this point. There's, like, basically nothing else left for it. Even the iron boots are locked behind a usable fire source.
I think the hovers are in logic. You got 4 keys, so I believe it is.
Yeah, hovers are in logic, but they don't do anything much by themselves.
Not by themselves. Where was I going with this? Now I lost my train of thought.
Because fire. I don't think fire was hovers locked, and it wouldn't have mattered anyway.
You get 4 keys with ZL, and ZL was behind Fire Temple.
Yeah.
So, you definitely get 4 keys that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, Martin. So there is 1 key confirmed fire locked. Boulder's Child Climb Compass and Left Hand are the other 4. Speaking of that fire lock key, there it is. That chest. Child Domain, by the way, is, in logic, yeah.
Oh, yep, now it is. Well, Chickens
Oh, wait,
is dead.
no, that's a good point from Martin. Sorry, right, left hand is also 4 key locked.
Okay, so hovers aren't
Sorry,
even
3
in
key
logic.
locked. Right, so yeah, the fire lock key is in the first 4 too. Yeah, never mind. Thank you for the correction, I'm a scatterbrain.
I still think GTG has something. I mean, like we said before, there's only 4 checks in there that you can't get without bow or iron boots.
Well, it's 5, even if it's geekable. The fact is that a pier is still.
Oh yeah, you can't get it. Yeah.
It is 5 checks.
Yep,
I
5.
will,
Yep.
in fact, be pedantic and correct. Big chest.
Ooh, big chest. No, you are correct.
Anyway, fire wasn't hovers locked today, so that isn't back in logic with the ZL off fire. Yes, very key logic, everyone.
Now, I've seen light arrows be on the waterfall chest there so many times.
Oh yeah, I'm genuinely curious as to what this is. There are a few
I've also seen Rudos or Boomerang here before too, a lot.
Yep, and
Big Poe.
Thanks, game. Thanks. Really appreciate it.
Dins on Big Poe. Or Bow on Big Poe.
Our first bow could be on Big Poe.
That would be great. It could still be Dins too.
It does remove the bottle from Child's Spear from any kind of interestingness.
And Favio getting his scale.
Yep, he'll get his bow now. Hey, Greg for Ela. But yeah, that's a dumb spot for a Big Poe bottle.
It's just great. Favio goes straight to getting his bow. I don't blame him.
No real reason not to.
Now we can finish Child Goron City. And I think that's where Ella's going.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised that some of these side checks are going on. GTG is still very much open. I mean, Opona's was off of Requiem, which was also Way of the Hero Requiem, so it could be pointing us into GTG this whole time.
Yeah, it could. But yeah, getting Bo before GTG is fair, but Ela, I think probably just want to do cleanup, I suppose.
Yeah, it also could just be Spirit is required, so therefore, you know, we haven't found Lens or anything.
Okay. Thanks for the, I guess, kind of helpful hint that Angie's Chickens is dead. I probably would have preferred another Way of the Hero hint, but that is something. Letter is only... Mad Wolf, Letter, the bow on Letter spot is one of a couple different things that is currently locked behind our ability to use a fire source. Which might be a bow, honestly. So, usability of a fire source also locks our hover boots, and that, and those iron boots as well. They're at Key Logic. There's Rudo's Letter.
Danstad.
Alright.
Well, that tells us what Ela's doing next, which is go on right into Jabu after doing this check. So
yeah,
and Ela going, why? Oh my gosh!
Okay, that's great.
Danstad always provides.
That's a great face from Ela.
Yeah, that was great. And he's just smiling.
What the face.
So for the comments of getting Bo before GTG is fair, generally I would say so too. But with us having Silver's Hookshot and a Song of Time, plus this being chest-sized matches contents, even if you don't get enough keys to go all the way to the center to check things, well, most of the time they're all going to be small chests anyways. Like, so it doesn't hurt as badly. And like we said before, we're only missing five chests that we can't get.
Well, the other thing I forgot to mention with Jarkin, HBA exists. We have no hints for it. Although Nevermind Fortress is foolish, thank you. My brain just caught up. We're fine on that front. Favio is playing Prelude. We'll see where he goes next. But no, I think in the case, though, yeah, as Martin says, if you know where your bow is and how to get it, you go get it. You don't have to risk it.
Well, right. We found the scale. You go get it, and you're done. Before, we didn't have that scale, and do you search for a scale to go get the bow?
If you didn't have the scale, you'd probably go. But with the scale, you go get your bow. Hey, Gav, by the way, in chat there. Studying your future opponent. I have managed to forget what the bracket looks like right now. Gav is, in fact, yes, the facing up against the winner of this in quarterfinals. Castle Fairy, I think, is new. Maybe not. In any case, Seed's not helpful.
Yeah, Ella checked it earlier, so we knew that was dead.
Yeah, apparently wants revenge on Ela for the first SGL in chat there. Whoa.
Well, right now, Ela has to climb Spirit to get irons, and I don't think he's going to be going back up there anytime soon.
It's going to be a last location. That or he has to hope that gold scale's available. Spirit's Way of the Hero.
And he cocks his head.
He's like, what did I find in there? Answer is... Well, he doesn't know this, but irons are guaranteed Way of the Hero. The scale and cover boots might be. I'd be confused too, to be fair.
Well, yeah, it's crazy because we have scale, irons, and hovers.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, at this point, that scale could be the way of the hero. We have not seen a second bow.
That is true. Of course, Ella doesn't know irons are there, and with Central Pillar being dead, because we know that you don't require irons if you can get golds. Looks like Favio will be doing Dance Stat and finding his own Rudo's letter, so. Really, the only major difference between these two runners is Favio cleared that last check in Spirit that had Iron Boots, but with finding that hint for Spirit Temple Way, the hero, I could see Ella going back and checking it just to clear him out, but it might be a bit. We are also still missing Longshot and Lights. Yes, Ella does have a bow.
Was AFK for a moment with headphones on, but yeah, I don't think Ela goes back to Spirit for that one check for now. Because he knows that he found Scale, he found Hovers. He knows that Scale locks his only bow right now, and has it turned. And it's actually funny, because we literally never see this in Rando, outside of, I think, the random settings, like, sees it once in a while. But the Spirit Boss Key chest is actually logically bow locked. Yeah, and the thing too is that the Spirit Boss Key chest is still out of logic. We still don't actually have a way to use a fire source. We don't have Dins, and we don't have a logical bow.
Correct. So I see Mr. Martin saying probably push Shadow. What's the fire arrow? Ooh, could this be bow?
I will laugh if this is a bow. Could be Dins. Speaking of that, though, we can't do Shadow without Dins.
Dins!
Hey! That...
Well, that puts the bow in the... Well, it lets us do Spirit logic, right?
How... Yes, that does.
I could see Longshot and Shadow. Or just Lights and Shadow. It could be Lights. And it could also be nothing, but...
But yeah, because you can... Because ZL is available without hover boots.
Right.
Fire was not hovers locked, I'm pretty sure.
No, we climbed all the way up so you could hit it with the hammer.
Yep,
and we had all the keys, so...
Yep, so... ZL is available, Bomb Bag is available. You can freely get Rudo's letter off Darunia without any problems, considering ZL was, well, Prelude and Sorry Son is on Malin. Yeah, that's an in-logic Dins. There's our logic, finally. Jeez, game. That's a lousy spot for logic. Well, now we're just in long shot for glow mode. Yeah, that puts everything in logic, actually, because that's our logical fire source, which gets us that last spirit key, which puts Scale, Bow, Hovers, and Irons all in.
So Riley, Jabu has Dins, and that was the one of the whatever those are called. I don't even know what they're called. That's one of the few enemies I don't know.
The tentacle things?
Yeah, and Jabu.
I don't think anyone could agree on what the things are called. I think let's just call them tentacles.
Yeah, it was on the one tentacle that actually has a chest. So, yeah, this has been an interesting seed so far with that spirit key logic is coming into play.
Yeah, I have the logic duck mostly memorized, but not all of it, and it's hard to keep track of all the little fiddly bits, considering that every single piece of Spirit Key logic came into play today. Longshot, Fire, Bow to some degree, and ZL all got into the mess. Well, I guess Hookshot logic didn't come in, but most of Spirit Key logic found its way into the seed.
Yep, and then having it Way of the Hero with hovers, irons, and a scale, where the scale is needed for bow. Now there could still be another bow out there that is somewhere, but this feels like the logic path for sure.
It does feel like that bow is the letter spot is the first logical bow at this point. I mean, they're almost 2 hours in and we haven't seen a second one, so I'm assuming that's it.
This also puts Ganon's Castle into logic, now that we can logically beat Spirit.
Yes, it does. I mean,
So that is open to the runners.
Everything's in now for logic, to be fair. Including most of... A good chunk of water might be in as well. Yeah, now we have Casino Mode. Where is that long shot? Requiem was, Way of the Hero. There were Noki's Child Side. We haven't found the lens and we haven't found Longshot. Not really curious where the lens has gone off to at this point. Yeah, it's changing somewhere in the 5.2 Dove build, I think, was when that got introduced. Mad Wolf, it's pretty neat. Rudo picks up the correct reward from that platform there with Big Octo.
Yeah, we don't know where lights are, but if we do beat the rest of the seed, find everything else we need, we'll get told where that is, so that's a little bit less of a risk.
Until Ganon tells us that it's in DMT or Kokiri or the well.
Right, and then, a storm's requirement becomes all dungeon. Well, besides forest, but...
they both did the courtyards already.
And Favio getting dins. So really, the only difference in our runners is those iron boots.
Pretty much, and we don't know how much that will matter right now.
Yeah, we could find gold.
Because Favio is a few minutes behind Ela, which is basically the difference in finding those iron boots at this point.
Yep, that check is stranded.
Really stranded for Ela. I think he's assuming that bow is Way of the Hero. That skill is Way of the Hero for the bow at this rate.
The only saving grace is that we did find the Way of the Hero hint, or Ela did, and so maybe he eventually goes back just to go, okay, I'm just going to fully clear it, but it's a stretch, I think. Considering how much of the seed is open now.
Yeah.
I mean, to do that one check over Shadow or GTG, I mean, we can full clear GTG now. We can full clear Shadow now. I wouldn't really want to do that, but you can do it.
I mean, there's really no guidance. They could try to go for more hints to see if they can find that last Way of the Hero, but there's no guarantee that's useful.
Ganon's is open. Obviously, we can't do Light Trial, but I believe everything but Light Trial and second Shadow Trial can be done. They would have to go buy Bomb Juice somewhere, but...
I believe they should both know bow extension for Spirit Trial.
So that makes it so they don't have to waste their time going out, so...
Because, yeah, we have somehow not... Well, they stopped opening small chests relatively early, but we haven't seen a single true pack this seed.
I think both runners have kind of stopped opening the small chests, so we may not see any.
Yeah, Shadow Trial 2 could have our long shot.
It is very possible. Oh, wait, we can do Shadow Trial 2. We have hovers and fire arrows. So it is possible.
Alright, Elo's still going for 20 skulls. The hint here tells us that the toilet's a key. So that's her last sometimes. At least it's not an item for Elo to worry about. If that was a hint that said sunken silver rupees is a hookshot, Elo would have been in some trouble, I think. Sadly, Miss Items, we already know that 50 skulls is dead, as is that fountain fairy.
Now the question is, where does Ela go? Favio is just a couple minutes behind from having the same conundrum. We do have ice open to us now too, but I think that's a little bit less less of a good option compared to some of the other ones. But
I think it's definitely like at the bottom of your priority list. Everything's in logic, and ice has the least checks out of all of them.
right, but I've also seen it hold long shot like too many times, and I hate that place. So, but no, I wouldn't go there. I agree. I think it's lower on the list, especially since we know what the song is, and it's not that helpful to us with it being Minuet.
Mm-hmm. And I haven't mentioned this yet, but shoutouts to Favio being a keyboard player here.
He is?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, if actually
Did
go to
not
his
know
personal
that.
stream, he has like an input viewer of his keyboard.
Wow. I'm actually kind of impressed.
Yeah, one of the best keyboard players around. FMC Gun, I think, is still the king of keyboard players at the moment. Was in Season 4's top 32, including the ability to pixel shot on a keyboard. That was incredible.
Oh, and here we'll be getting our last graveyard, Wave the Hero graveyard check. Well, once he gets Sun Song.
That's a big chest. I forgot that was a check, by the way. Talking about things earlier. Favorite Wave here, but yeah, that's a thing.
I mean, we did find Boomerang, so, you know, we have a very obvious one, but you never know.
No, you don't. But yeah, Favio, one of the top keyboard players along FMC, and Alfalfa is also quite excellent. It is slightly faster to play Knocker than to walk back out of them. Those are great. By the way, before you ask why Elo's just playing it. Yeah, he's doing these checks first because if you find Longshot here, you just go Water Temple. Well, he needs Longshot and Gold Scale, but he's gonna do these first before he goes into Shadow, just in case this, you know, where his item is. Or items.
Yeah, it's always a good thing to clear your way of the heroes.
Yep. Idle Archery might be a thing just because you're already here, and that on Sunsong Grave is just a small chest.
So we are confirmed it was Boomerang for Way of the Hero Graveyard, which we're not really surprised.
Yeah.
And he's going to turn in his 20 skulls here. And probably Archer game, just clearing up checks. Well, with those iron boots, there is a possibility that the seed really wants to be mean and have Longshot in water.
Also, Ela didn't open the Composer Grave chest. I thought I saw it as big in the cutscene, but I might have been blind. Hey, chat, did you check that? Because that's a deficit on the Idle Archery game.
I saw it being small, so...
Okay, thanks, because I tend to suck sometimes. Thanks for confirming, so I'm not an idiot. Figured it wasn't, but good to check. When you're going back adult, we'll see where he goes.
Lights.
Hey! Lights on 20 skull.
And Favio hasn't turned it in yet, but Favio does already have 20 skulls. So we are long shot from go mode.
We are. Ela needs bombs. I think that might be a shadow play based on him going bomb shoot buying bombs. Yep, that's shadow.
Maybe this is thinking that the hovers is somehow way of the hero from Spirit, and he's just following up. I mean, it's also pretty high density here, and easier to get to than like GTG and other options. So
yeah, it's also the fact that shadow does give you Song of Storms, which unlocks a ton more.
Oh, that is right. We have DC and Fire, so yep.
Yep, because both DC and Fire were required. Because as far as we can tell, that Strength 2 from top of King Dodongo was required, and that CL certainly was.
Just making the play good amount of checks, and then worst case you get Storms to open up more checks. Not a bad play. Also, just knowing that when you don't actually need the reward of Shadow, you need something in Shadow, so.
May as well, because yeah, there's 12 items in here, there's 16 items locked behind Storms. This is the best idea.
So,
Shadow has the Water Medallion, Magius, which is not required in these settings, because these settings have Freestone Bridge and the Ganon's Castle boss key is on the Vanilla Light Arrow cutscene.
big chest.
BGS. I mean, it's something, but it's not really what you want to see this seed. Yeah, Shadow's the Water Medallion. Yeah, it is. It's better than Stone of Agony, that's for sure.
Nehru's love.
Yeah. Yeah, Shadow's the Water Medallion. Storms is on Burning Cack. There's a lot of checks to be had here. Second, Dead Hand giving us a small key. Happy 2 hours, everyone. It's been a bit of a weird seed.
Yep, and happy double Shadow.
Yay!
Oh, and Ella getting the worst luck.
We don't have Ocarina Shuffle Magius. But yeah, this plus Storms, basically the most check dense play you can get. So if Ela finds Gold Scale on the way to Longshot, I think he's in the lead. But if Longshot is in Shadow, then Favio's in the lead because he can just go do water and immediately get out of here. It's gonna come down to see to where that Gold Scale's gone off to, because Ela is not going back as far as Iron Boots. Especially if he finds Longshot in here or in the well, he's gonna assume that Spirit is way of the hero for the hover boots and just hard abandon it. Favio does need to go back for lights, so there is a little bit of wiggle room for Ela, but it's...
Oh, that is a quick pickup, though.
It is. It's not. It's a bit of a time loss, but it's not like enormous. Yeah, Ela has a couple more minutes after a long shot. Not a ton, but a few. But this race is most likely gonna come down to where has that Gold Scale gone off to for Ela? Because Ela pretty much needs it if he's not getting Iron Boots.
And you really gotta hope it's not like in Foolish Forest, because it could
can't be since it locks checks.
Oh, can't be?
Since it locks checks, it can't be, yeah, Majarkin.
But if it's behind the bow, and that's your first bow, and every other bow is bow locked, could it not be?
No.
Okay.
There could be 2 bows in the back half of the forest, because thinking the first one waved here, but the Gold Scale does not apply that way since the 2 scales are different functionally. The 3 bows are functionally identical, but it doesn't matter if you have 1 bow or 3, that all does the same thing. But 2 scales does do something differently from 1 scale. They're not fungible.
So the logic then doesn't look to see if there's a check behind the what needs gold scale. It just goes if it locks a check, it can't be foolish. Is that the
correct.
okay?
Yep. Anything that actually unlocks a check can now be foolish outside of bows, bomb bags, and magic meters and slingshots. You don't see slingshots too much because they don't lock much, but it is a thing. I'm going through different blade rooms at the same time here. Mildly funny. Hila going through the invisible blades room, Favio going through the visible blades room.
Well, I think Double Shadow is a is a lot better than Double Forest, and luckily we won't be seeing that this seed.
Nope, because Forest is foolish, though I say that gold scale could be the deciding factor, but that assumes that Longshot's on the way in Shadow or in the Well. If it is not, we could end up in seeing who makes a play first, the correct play, because there's GTG, there's Ganons, if they diverge, that could be a thing. We don't know at this point.
Yep. All of the storms checks, and water could have Longshot. It's still a possibility, so...
Oh, absolutely. I'm a little surprised that Favio hasn't been to Water Temple, honestly, just to look for the boss key. But I guess he wanted to rush the check then, see first, since he's also missing lights. We're looking for a Longshot. It exists somewhere in the sea. It is about the only functional information we have right now, is it exists. So they're just doing this because it's check density, and it gives them Song of Storms, which unlocks 16 more checks.
Yep, so highest check density. If you consider the storms being right behind it, so... And there's
Which
the boss key.
Yeah, and Storms basically is just tying right into this. Like, you beat Shadow, you go do Storm, and if you don't find your Longshot, you go do Storms checks.
They hate GTG, Ganons, and Ice.
I mean, Ice has,
Ice
what?
Is bad, yeah.
4 in Ice, Iceberg, Icy Waters for Favio, and the Peak for Ela. If Longshot's of Icy Waters of all things...
Oh, that would be, Ella would be mad.
He would. But yeah, Ice Cavern only has 7 checks, basically. 4 in Ice, the 2 in Fountain, and King Zora is just 7. Ganon's Castle has a maximum of 8. That's assuming there are no keys, since they don't have Strength 3 right now.
Right.
Ganon's has a maximum of 8 right now. Ice is 7, and GTG has 13, Shadow has 12, and Storm's behind it, so Shadow itself is about equivalent to GTG, and then and then you can add well to the list of things for Shadow Temple. Basically, this is the most checked place left. It's also for Ela, at least, that hover boots were in a way of the hero's shadow, and Ela does not know that. Has not confirmed Scale Way of the Hero there yet. Scale is like the only bow we've seen so far, but there could be a second in GTG. Nothing saying there can't be. Could be a second bow in Ganon's Castle.
Another thing to look at, so people are talking about Way of the Hero, so, you know, irons were also in Spirit Worm, so Spirit Way of the Hero had irons, hovers, and a scale, and the scale allowed the runners to get their first bow that we know of.
Yeah.
But then we also have Way of the Hero Sacred Forest for Requiem, which gave us Spirit access to all that, but it also gave us Eponas, which gave us logical GTG access way earlier in the seed. So, another big chest.
Worm Spirit Key logic hit them really hard today. There's
a bow.
That's not bow locked.
That's not bow locked.
Fins was available without a bow, is the big one here. Ela, I think, is making a bit of a thinking face as he tries to figure out what happened here because his Spirit Wave hero was only the scale confirmed at that point, and now the hover boots turns up, and now he's confused.
Those
Yeah,
were
so
hover boots locked, but we also know. Well, we're in logic now with Din, so it's kind of all okay.
yeah, if Shadow and well, Gav, the well, you go back to Spirit after the well because both Shadow and the well are locked behind those hover boots that he thinks is way of a hero right now. But yeah, assuming he figures out that Bo is not Bo locked, he needs to go chase the. He needs to confirm whether or not hover boots are way of the hero, and then if that isn't it, he needs to get back there.
I guess the question is, just because you're adult, do you go check it to get it off the list before going child?
Check Spirit, you know.
Yeah, just to get it off the way of the hero list, since you're already adult.
I think it's just
It's
so long to get back to. I don't think you do. It's a really, really slow climb back up to
it
the
is,
top of Spirit. I don't think you do it. Like, you can do the well in about a similar amount of time. It's that
and it's a
bad.
lot more checks. Yep.
I don't think it's not worth it for Ela.
It's just
I
one of
mean, I
those
could see
things.
it, but I don't think it's the thing he'll do.
Right. It's one of those things where you're going deeper and deeper into like spheres to
Mhm.
look for a way of the hero versus clearing out a earlier sphere way of the hero.
Yeah, but yeah, Worm, as far as why Ela didn't do it earlier, is because he went there looking for ZL and was just barely able to do Spirit without ZL or a fire source. Um, a usable fire source, he didn't have skill though at the time. Ela, so Ela beat Spirit. He came without ZL, came back with ZL a little while later and got the lower ZL checks, but decided he didn't feel like spending the 2 minutes or whatever it is to climb up to the top for that boss key chest. Just gambling that it was nothing. Keep in mind too, it might not hurt Ela. We don't know where Gold Scale is. He might find it. But this
And
is one of those we don't know situations.
and this is a situation where Favio went in with ZL and was able to check it while doing the climb normally. And this is just setting up Pierre where Pierre had Bosky, and that was the difference in Ela not having irons here and Favio having iron. Is just that slight routing difference. So
Yeah, and we still don't know what the end result of it's going to be. The thing too is, Worm. So Ela was until about 4 or 5 minutes ago, assuming that the Spirit Wave here was for a scale in the right hand to go get his first bow from the letter spot. But there was a bow in shadow just now. That is not, in fact, bow locked. So now he's confused. Now he's assuming hover boots are way of the hero, which he'll chase until he runs out of Storm's checks, pretty much at this point. And yeah, Central Pillar and Bosky Chest were both hinted dead. But yeah, Ela at this point is going to do well before he runs. I think he'll could do well before he runs back up Spirit for the one and only check left in it. I mean, it's hard to say that way here. Favio knows Favio's full credit play, so he's fine. But Ela's got a big thinking face right now as he finishes off Bongo. And that's just the
nothing
hurt
off
piece.
of Bongo. Yeah.
So the only thing remotely resembling interesting in Shadow was a second bow.
And yet, I don't see how the runners can't just go straight into the bottom of the well, just because, especially with chest size matches contents, it is so quick.
Yeah. Um, where is he going right this second?
I think he's gonna grab the song.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. All right, he needs this. Duh, he can't go to the well without getting this. And yeah, this being useless means Favio will get light, so that difference in time will be nerfed by that. So Favio will spend like an extra 15 or 20 seconds or something getting lights before going child. But
Ela, save and quit real quick just to check the Storm's Grotto here.
makes sense.
Oh, maybe
Kokiri
doing
storms.
Kokiri first. Yeah.
We are still missing a Wave the Hero, and I will laugh if it says well Wave the Hero in here. Just for the giggles.
ETG way the hero now.
Nah, that's the other toilet hand. GTG Wave the Hero would be funny. It would send Ela straight to GTG here.
And I think we know that would either give us Strength 3 or Long Shot. Would be probably the only two items.
We've seen everything else that could be Wave. Strength 3, Long Shot, or the Lens could also turn up. We have not seen the Lens minigame.
Yeah, treasure chest game. That could that could hold an item in this seed too.
We don't know. And that Spirit Wave hero does still exist.
And Favio cleaning up CAC checks.
There's the other Fortress Foolish. Thanks, game. The last... To be fair, the last wave of hero was probably something we already have, but it would be funny if it's well or GTG or cannons.
Ella going Ganons. Or turning in Poe, but it could be both.
I don't see going Ganons right now. You just spent 13 minutes running through Shadow following your wave of hero hover boots. You go to the well.
I'm just surprised he's turning in the big Poe, but get it out of the way.
I guess, yeah, because he is still missing 2 items, to be fair.
And there's Favio getting his lights. So Favio is long shot away from go mode, and Ella is long shot and either a scale or iron boots.
Yeah, but Favio's going immediately. Child gonna rush straight to the well for those 13 items before doing the other Storm's Knock checks.
And Ella's going Ganons.
Going Ganons? I guess this is a play, but the well is still the denser place, and that's your way of the hero, huh?
It's denser and it's faster, so for well.
I don't know at this point for Ela and going Ganons. I would have gone to the well. Because this doesn't fix your... This does not fix your Spirit Way of the hero. I mean, he might still be having a headache with Spirit Way of the hero, but this isn't it for Spirit Way of the hero, so to be fair, him missing 2 items. I guess this does also give him the tower climb, which will save him a few minutes, which is something for later, but Ganon has checks, yes, Magius, it just isn't,
Just doesn't resolve our way of the heroes. Well, Ella's way of the hero. I think Favio is fully resolved with what we know.
Favio's fine.
Yeah.
It is closer, but I mean, it's not a bad idea for density. I'm just not sure in Ela's position if this is the correct strategic play right now. If he had Furores, this might make more sense because he could set it at the top here, but I guess this is just the density. And rewards don't count for stones or medallions. Medallions and stones don't count for Foolishes or Wave the Heroes, because otherwise every dungeon would be Wave the Hero and none of them would be Foolish. It is also absolutely a gamble at this point. Requiem Wave the Hero, we assume at this point locks the lens and or long shot. It's not exceptionally helpful right now. Depends where the lens has gone off. If the lens turns up on, I don't know. Not really any places the lens could be that's not spirit locked by now. Yeah. Requiem just confirmed for Spirit Access at this point, because we've seen pretty much everything that's not somehow locked behind Spirit Access.
Big chest here in Ganon's. 4 strap.
Yeah.
Double defense.
Absolutely not what Ela wanted to see. It's a bit more functional than Neighbor's Love or the Stone of Agony, I guess. But it's about
another one. Oh, and he's setting up blue fire for ice later. If he has to go there, yeah.
Good planning. And that's bomb locked, thanks. I guess we can see our last wave here be Kokiri Force for that bomb deck Rita's has. That's also about the only thing that bomb deck says. It's a big chest, that's it.
Time to see what Shadow Trial 2 is.
I think that was nothing in the coffin for Favio.
Oh.
And that's big chest.
Yep, Shadow Trial 2 paying out. We'll see if it's not the Rumble Pack though.
It could be. We're still missing some reach items. Yes, it is! And Ela clapping his hands at the sight of it. Oh, nice call, Bajarkin. Nice call, man. That's pretty funny.
I feel bad for him. Oh, big chest and bottom of the well. Gold scales, bottom of the well. So
that could be good for Ela. That could be really good.
I don't see how he doesn't go there next.
I think he has to go to the well after Scannons. He's otherwise.
I mean, I really hope he doesn't go ice. I really hope he doesn't. I think it's one of. We don't know what's there, but you know, the least checks. It takes a ton of time. The song isn't great.
It doesn't help you with anything else.
Yeah, so I hope he doesn't go there.
Yeah, I guess at least Ganon's for setting the tower and for just check density in case you get strength 3 here. Especially this is pretty decent. But if you go to the ice here, I don't know what you're doing in the Ela situation.
I think he's set up for it with that blue fire just in case he has to later. I mean, you're here, you don't want to have to come back, and it saves you time if you have to later, but...
oh, yeah. It's like you're here already...
Child.
Wasteland?
Oh! He's gonna go check...
I guess this is Hovers locked right now. That's not the worst idea.
No. He's gonna clear up Spirit because he didn't do the fire checks.
No, wait, right. That makes sense. He doesn't have the fire checks.
He has more than 1 check left. Yeah, so...
I forgot he did. This
so
is
he
good
has 3 checks left, and he knows his way to the hero. So this is actually really good. He doesn't need the scale anymore.
Yeah, and then that becomes a question of where does he go? Favio's done with the well with this check. This is Favio's last thing in the well, which happens to be a big chest. Nope.
Oh, Nero's love. So now for Ela, he does not want to go to the bottom of the well just because we know nothing's there. I think it's the right choice because of check density and time and everything. But we know nothing's there now.
No. Favio is done with the well. He's gonna go get Kokiri storms and then probably DMT storms, and then we'll see where he goes off to. Yeah, Gav, I'm not sure what Ela went to Ganon's over well either. At this point, it makes sense to go back and double check at Spirit Wave here, considering how much nothing he's found behind it besides another bow.
Poseidon, we did check pose, or big pose, so, and we know it's a blue bee, I believe.
It was dead, yeah. I think it was a heart piece actually, but some variety of use. Some kind of uselessness. But at this point, Ela might not even go well after Irons, considering he now does finally have a confirmed way of the hero behind his spirit temple.
Oh, that's a good point. Frogs 1 is left on Storm's checks.
Yes, it is.
Okay. And we knew that was dead, so...
Yep. So I think Favio's gonna go do DMT storms and then backtrack for Frogs 1, and then we'll see, and then go back adult. Because, like, these are his last couple. Or Frogs 1 to DMT storms. Either works. They're both kind of slow.
Yeah.
It's not like a quick way to either of them.
Yep, 30, 40, 50 are dead.
Yep. Like, dead's dead. Not, there's a slingshot on it. Dead. There's, like, they're actually completely and totally useless.
Yeah, there's nothing on them. So, looks like Ella's gonna get his iron boots. Did Favio, or... I know Ella hasn't checked it. Did Favio ever check, the... Well, now I can't think of the name. The grotto and field, Tektite grotto.
No.
I don't think we ever... Oh, no, we peeked it, I think. I'm not sure. Yes, they did Richard. They did do Dog Lady.
Yeah. We did not see that grotto.
So there's potential with that. We do have iron boots and gold scales in logic.
Yep. And Frogs 1 is a bomb refill. I actually just remembered Favio can just do DMT storms as adult because their save orb is outside the Goron shop, so that's it. Favio has done every single child check in the game. He's never coming back. Good riddance. So, hey, Pep time.
We do have diving minigame, the lab dive in, not diving minigame, but the lab dive in logic now. Oh, and Ella seeing it's a large chest. Let's see what he thinks here after it's irons. Oh, yep. He's got to be wondering why Favio isn't done. He probably knows he's looking for the same thing he is.
Yeah. Tektite isn't really a child or adult check, it's just a check.
It's just a check, yep.
Ela playing Serenade. I mean, at this point, it's legitimately not a terrible idea to go find your boss key in Water Temple. And I think
No,
that's,
it's
yeah,
not.
that's right.
And like I said, we've seen Longshot in water before. I mean,
There's a really good chance it's in here. I mean, our check density right now is we've seen Gigantons, we've seen the well, we've seen all Storm's-like checks, we've seen our wide assortment of ZL-like checks. It's GTG, Ice, or Water Temple seem to be our main plays.
Yeah, I agree with Riley doing water before shadow just because it's required and you can find your boss key. And he had the irons. I don't know because Ella still is skipping bottom of the well, but we know nothing's in there. It's just we got GTG bottom of the well for and ice for Ella after water here, and we have GTG, ice, and a couple of these random checks. Yeah, Ganons for Favio.
Yep. I don't know why Favio went shadow before water, to be honest. I don't know why Ela went Ganons before well either, but now that he has iron boots, Ela doesn't have a particularly excellent reason to go chase well anymore. My opinion is that he should have done well after Shadow to continue that Hovers wave hero, but since he got his iron boots instead, he's confirmed for that. So, well, kind of nothing on that front at this point. I might still go well just to follow up on that gamble, but I mean, we'll see.
I think Ella's cleared up all of his other child checks besides well, and frogs, of course, but...
So, there was not a key on map chest. There's like a small chest on compass. Not compass, map. Cracked wall.
Cracked wall.
Map chest has a key. Tracking key so we know how much, if there's any long shot locked ones. There's another key on the torches. Favio did not quite manage to peek this chest earlier, so it's gonna do it real quick. Makes sense. And is Ela hard rushing Darkling here? Something.
Well, we know Boss Key Chest is dead, so he's probably he's going to run across here and pull the block, and then he's going to go to the middle level and do the 2 checks there, because we know Central Pillar is dead as well. Oh, and he can peek it, so it's a small key. And since we don't need it, he's not going to waste his time.
Nope. And Favio also going to water now. This also makes sense.
And then, which one is this? Is this map or compass?
Compass.
Compass, yeah. Oh, and you can peek this. This is good to know.
I have no idea what that is.
I think because it's not obvious, I think that just means it's a small chest. And you can't tell if it's a key or not, but I think it means small chest. And so, I think it's going to raise the water here, do Dark Link, and go all the way through to Dragon.
Yeah, I think so.
So that's all that's left here.
It is. I believe we've only. I think we only have one item left in water since. Okay, that's a small key and compass. Since I believe both boss key chest and the central pillar were hinted specifically as dead and not as small keys, because I'm pretty sure I would have written them down as keys if that was the hint. So there's 2. So, and then I think cracked wall was an item. So there's only one item left, and that's going to be might be back here, might be on Morpho. So.
I think this tells us that. Trying to remember the logic in water, but
although we're still missing our 5th key to get logical Darkling access.
Dragon chest can be a key.
Correct. The only way for
4.
Longshot to be vanilla is for Dragon to be a key. Because we have map, torches, bow target, and compass are the 4 small keys we found so far.
But I think Dragon has to be a key here. Just for logic. Because he can't go to Shadow without 5. Or not Shadow, Dark Link without 5.
Dragon could be boss key and then Morphaham.
Oh, yeah. That could be the other way. So.
But the only way Longshot can be vanilla is if the Dragon chest has the last small key.
It's looking more and more like we don't have Longshot in water. It's still possible, though. So.
It is still possible. It would have to be here. Well, could be... Yeah, well, it could be Dragon Chest, River, Darklink, or River Chest if Dragon has the last key. No commands on SG channels, Riley. Central Pillar and Boss Key are both hinted specifically as dead.
I'll go over our Foolish and Way of the Hero for everyone. I'm sure we've had people join midway through. So for Foolish, we have Gerudo Valley, Gerudo Fortress, and Forest Temple. For our Way of the Hero, we have Death Mountain Trail, which we have now confirmed as Mirror Shield Way of the Hero there. Graveyard, which we know is Boomerang Way of the Hero. Sacred Forest Meadow, which we know is Requiem Way of the Hero. And then we have Spirit Temple, which had Scale, Irons, and Hovers. And I'm fairly sure at this point we know it was just Iron Boots.
Yeah, just Irons. Long Scale and Hovers did not hardlock anything.
And there is the boss key.
Yep, BK on River.
Yep. We do not know our 5th Way of the Hero at this point. I don't think we're going to figure that out.
I don't think we are, unless one of them decides for some reason to go check back lake hints.
And at this point, I don't see... Oh, is that a...
oh, it might be a big
chest?
chest. I thought that was a small key on... I thought it was a regular chest on cracked wall, but it might have been a small key after all. Never mind.
Yep, it might have been small key. That's a big chest here on Dragon. So, Dragon chest long shot? Or Dragon chest golds? It could be Fiora still or Lens, but... Oh, description! There's the full meme percent. Or that. Or that. Yeah. Oh,
And this
and
is well for Ela, so that's not it. It is
yeah,
dead, Aster. If it was useful, Ela would be going for it right now.
yeah, that is dead. This is unfortunate for Ela because we know Well is dead, but it is the highest density and the quickest. So, I don't blame him for going there. I'm surprised it took this long, but so this leaves our item, our long shot, either being in GTG or in ice.
GTG or Ice, or Tektite Grotto.
Or Tech Grotto, yep.
I guess also Lab Dive exists.
Oh, yeah, Lab Dive as well. Shooting the
Ela,
sun, technically. I don't think they've done that.
yeah, so those. Well, no, Shoot the Sun is long shot waxed.
Oh, yep, it is. Never mind. So,
Yeah, we've got Tektite Grotto, plus Ice Cap. We've got Tektite Grotto, Lab Dive, Ice, and GTG.
those are our options.
Those are.
Technically, we can find Strength 3 and... Oh, yeah, chess game. Find Strength 3 or Lens.
Yeah, but one of those locations has to have either long shot, Strength 3, or Lens to get us that long shot.
Yep.
So that's just our checks left in the game.
Those are our checks that the next item needed in progression is at.
Yes.
Yep.
We have seen everything else in the game. Wasteland exists actually, because Ela was. I thought Ela was going for that, but yeah, there's Wasteland. So there's odds and ends checks that they can currently do. Wasteland, Lab Dive, and Tektite Grotto. There's also Ice and GTG. But yeah, I'm just trying to think of oddball overworld checks that they haven't seen yet, which is not much. Let's see, Andrew's Chickens, Ascension Dead, we've seen those. Yeah, it could be Lens or Strength leading to Long Shot, but again, there's only so many spots left for that item anyway.
Yep, Ayla showing us why chest size matches contents makes bottom of the well very quick. You can peek a lot of these chests, and it saves you a lot of time. Favio finding his prescription.
Probably eye-rolling at that one. It's like, sure, okay, sure. This is probably Lab Dive for him.
So, we know Deku Theater is dead. We got a Skull Mask is dead hint. We know Frogs 2 is a wallet, which we do not need as both tunics are in Logic. And we now have easy access to Blue Fire in Logic, so... Although it would be... Oh, we haven't unfrozen the King yet, either. That
was in my list of Ice Cavern checks, basically.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's one of your 7.
It's basically Ice Cavern.
Yeah, it is.
For all routing purposes, it's Ice. Since they have turned in the letter, they don't need to worry about skipping it, and it makes Ice a marginally less terrible play. I mean, it's Ice versus GTG at this point are the two main density places, so take your pick of bad places, have fun.
So where do you think Favio goes next after finishing these lake checks? Do you think he? I mean, I feel like he goes GTG maybe.
Tektite into GTG. Tektite into GTG would be my play, I think. GTG is also really, really OP with CSMC.
Seeing if it is Lab Dive.
It might be. Ela skipped earlier looking for his Logic, I think. For all he knows, his cold skills on Shoot the Sun.
Yeah, Ela couldn't do it because earlier, but he cleared everything else he could. So not Lab Dive, so we know it is not in Lake.
Okay, Requiem for Favio is...
going Wasteland into GTG?
Yeah. That would make sense, yep. I mean, it's Wasteland or Tektite into GTG, so take your pick of which random one-off overworld check you want to get right now. And Wasteland makes sense. We've seen both fishing, it's not it. Favio did it earlier just set Peter and then went fire, I think, is what he did, if memory serves.
No reaction there. He had a little bit of, big chest, and then nothing. No reaction.
I think Ela's just used to the disappointment of big chest.
Man, if this race comes down to them rushing to ice to find Longshot, then both in, both rushing to kill Morpha, and then them both rushing to go kill Ganon, it would be amazing. Because Ella's choices after this are GTG or Ice. Favio's choices after GTG is Ice or Ganon's.
Yeah. So it really depends. That is a small chest in the wasteland, and yeah, Favio can't be bothered. You're 2 hours and 38 minutes in. Your opponent isn't done yet somehow. You know you've got to keep it moving. Oh yeah, chess game kind of lends would be perfect.
Oh, Ella getting scale and face bombs. I feel bad, but I understand that feeling completely. Like,
he's like, "Oh come on! I just climbed all the way back up Spirit, but I could have just gotten that."
Yep.
We do not have happy Elagatua today.
I think he knows that his opponent's probably looking for Longshot too.
I'm sorry. Ela, your face has been priceless. And he's also playing Requiem.
So, double GTG.
Yeah, Ela saved before going to the well. Like, saved as a double before going to the well. He's just save scumming straight back, I think.
Yeah, and that saves a lot of time. So that was a very good way to save, reverting back to adult time. And so, Ella is, what, a minute behind, or maybe a minute and a half behind Favio in getting into GTG here, but he has Ganon's over him.
Yeah.
There's a couple random checks that they have differently as well. It's very close.
It is.
And yeah, Ella has the Ganon's climb. Like, he did the first 2 floors of it worth of leeway too. So,
so
this is going to be close.
Bit of time.
Yep. I believe both runners have the water in Water Temple all the way up, so it's just a go in, kill.
Yeah, they both have it raised all the way because they both did Dragon. Well, Darkling into Dragon.
So if it is not here in GTG, it might come down to whether Favio decides to go to Ice or Ganon's first.
Yeah, note that Favio did not peek the maze, so he does not know if they're in the big chest or where they are. I do recommend doing that before you go out to the side.
Yeah, and with having Song of Time, I do like going to the right side first, just because it lets you get those checks and peek into the maze.
Pretty much. If this works too, we'll see what pays off. If GTG routing of all things makes a difference, that would be stupid.
At this point, it's so close, and we're down to so few checks that it could.
It really could.
I mean, you're looking for one item. You want to know what you need to get. You know, if you know there's nothing in the maze.
Or at least, especially looking at the maze also tells you how many keys you need to get maximum too.
Saves you. I mean, at this point, it saves you a couple of seconds per chest, right? And that can make the difference with how close these runners are right now. I mean,
yeah, they are not wasting any time right now.
Yeah, so if you can know how many keys you need and to stop opening, it might save you just enough time. You never know at this point, so I'm still kind of feeling like Ice is gonna have a hook shot just sitting on the iceberg, but
probably. Fortress is foolish.
Oh, yep. Fortress is foolish. So we know not horseback archery.
Alright, like room. Not bothering to count GTG key since we have everything for GTG. Our first true pack of the seed. 2 hours and 42 minutes in. Thanks, game.
And nothing on like.
Nope.
Let's see which way Ella decides to go. Oh, he's going to the right if he's pulling out bombs.
Yep. So this is, as you mentioned, right side into peeking the maze. Favio's most of the way through the loop the other way around too, though. So this is close. They're gonna meet up in the mid. They're gonna like meet up going around this way. Right.
And right now we know Favio only found 2 keys going that way, so.
There's gonna be keys on the right side.
It's actually only 1 key, right? Because.
2.
So Ella got the 1 key in the center in the eye chest, like the 2 main
lobby.
rooms. So the lobby, yep. There was only 1 that way.
It's a key on Pierre. I think that's another key on the ceiling. Just purple rupee here. I suck a lot at identifying these chests. That's a small key.
They're small.
Center small, yeah.
Now, do I think he'd go? Yeah, he should hookshot up here and get these 2 chests. Oh.
Don't fall in.
Yeah, he fell in. I think he still goes up there and checks these 2.
Yeah, you do. If this is your long shot, you save time rather than going all the way around the other side.
And it looks like we know it is not long shot, so.
Nope.
Looks like it's an ice, whatever our item for progression is. I think.
Unless we manage to miss a big chest in the set, Unless there's a big chest in the maze somehow, and I don't think there is. Yeah,
I couldn't see the back right corner from the view Ella had, but it didn't look like we had a big chest. So it looks like we're going to ice. Come on, King Zora, give us what we want, the lens.
We saw the Pierre chest from the... We saw the hidden ceiling chest from the Pierre side. Pepperoni, it is... I'm pretty sure it's a small key there.
And Favio's in here taking a peek, so it looks like there's no...
he's not getting keys. He's bailing out of here. He's gonna go blow up the BMOS and get out.
Yep, so it looks like... Definitely not here. The seed could still be a bit of a meme. It could be finding the lens to find the gold gauntlets to then get the long shots.
Or maybe there's like 1 chest in the main bit that Favio wants to check, I guess.
Maybe there is a big one. Yeah, maybe there is a big one. I think he's just making certain.
Okay.
Yep, there isn't one.
Okay, good. But yeah, you want to be sure before you feel like an idiot. Favio's gonna go Ganon's here, so this puts Ela in the lead now since Ela's already done Ganon's.
It's gonna be pretty close still, just due to how much more time Ela has. But yeah, I think Ela will just be slightly in the lead.
Ela's almost done with GTG. He's already seen the maze. He's just beating up Wolfos. He doesn't have that long, and Favio's gonna turn in pose first, which makes sense. But no, there's not that much left of GTG for Ela.
This could also just be in Tektite because we haven't seen it. Mr. Martin, we didn't see. Well, we might have seen 9 keys, but we saw every chest and we had a hint at toilet. So we saw every chest.
And ooh, Favio's playing Eponas. This is going to be a tech router check, I think. Well, I've been wrong several times about where I think they're going to this seed, so that's not saying much.
He's done everything else, so I don't think he's here. And yeah, Ella's not even grabbing keys, so he knows he doesn't have to be in the maze. So he only has to go and check Pierre and the shooting the eyes here. Yep.
Yep, here, eyes, and peeking hidden ceiling, and that's all he needs left in GTG. Yeah. GTG is ridiculously OP with CSMC. Alright, is Tech Tech Growth or a long shot?
Oh, Theora's though. So that is
Yeah.
worthwhile for Favio. Just because he's gonna probably go Ganon's here.
I think. Let's see what warp song he plays. If it's Prelude, he's off to Ganon's. If it's Bolero, he's off to Ice. We'll find out
Right.
shortly.
But if he ends up going to Ganon's,
Yep.
so Ganon's.
He
That
will have
does save him
Horrors.
time.
But Ela's gonna be several minutes ahead of him going to Ice.
Yep. So
Like, by the time Favio gets around to finishing Ganon's, Ela will be basically done with Ice, I think. Does Ela think there's a big chest in the middle here?
I think he's just checking to make sure.
Yeah, it's always good to double check. We've seen people misidentify and then wonder what they might have missed. Because it is hard. And it's Bolero.
And off to Ice.
Yep.
And this difference in time is really just routing of different things throughout the whole seed and slight execution. I mean, I would say they're both executing pretty much on par, but just little routing differences can make little bits of time. I mean, Favio doesn't have too much in here that he can do, but it's still a couple minutes that Ela has in the lead. Of course, Ela has some scattered checks that he hasn't done, but I think obviously he's just checking the most dense areas first, which makes sense.
Yeah. And Furore saves a little time for Favio, but it's not enough.
It's not enough, no. And
Favio is at least getting Blue Fire. Good.
This lets you check the King Zora without having to go back.
Yeah.
Last thing you want is to have to go back to him.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the trials aren't like stupidly long for Favio, but the tower just by itself takes a couple of minutes, unfortunately. So it does add up.
Yep.
Because Favio has to open multiple big chests on the way through.
And at this point, both runners got to be thinking, why hasn't my opponent finished?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not unfreeze the king. We didn't get bless this seed again. Last seed, oh well, the worm and cola seed, or not worm, angle and cola seed that had a lens that was required for treasure chest game that then gave us I think it was our silvers, if I'm remembering right.
Yeah, not nice fire arrow shot for Favio. That's a little finicky on the keyboard, actually, from that distance.
That is golds, is it not? At the underneath icy waters.
That's string 3. Yep. Fine.
So where I'm at, that's a lot of checks, but you're here and it takes forever to get back. You just beat ice.
You beat ice at this point, I think. Well, okay, you save here. You at least save here, and that's you might go Ganon's, but at least save so you can get back.
Yeah, you could save an ice and do it that way. That might be the better play. I didn't think about that yet. Go into ice, save, and then warp over there, and then if nothing's in Ganon's, you just reload right there. I was not expecting a 3-hour seed out of this.
We've been long shot from go mode for ages.
We had so many items early, and
yep, that's Ela saving an ice. He's
yep, that is the correct play. It could also be outside of Ganon's castle here too, so hopefully he checks that on his way in, or out, whichever way you want to do it. I think in. Yes, we know it is not Tektite anymore. Favio checked it.
Yeah, Tektite was Furores.
We are still missing Lens, though, so this still could be on the treasure chest game.
Yeah, it could be, but we don't know.
That would be the trolliest place it could be right now with how deep this lens is in the logic.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh man.
I mean, I could still see this being an ice, as ice has been open for a long time, but it just hasn't been a good play.
It really hasn't. Nope on OGC, that's a heart piece.
Oh, and Fabio going all the way up since he's here. I think he knows it's.
Well, note, since we're getting close to that point of the seed, there is a 15-minute delay, so I do have the race time room open, but will not spoil the results. And chat, don't spoil either, please. Hey, Favio was off to ice.
Here we go into light.
Alright, is the long shot in here? Where's the lens in here?
Or do we get the lens, or neither? I think we're still missing a bow, right? Oh, I don't see any big chests.
We're missing a bomb bag, a bow, and a bottle by the notes sheet.
Oh, there's
that's a big chest.
This is a long shot.
Ew!
Oh, he's not happy. Oh, another one.
And
He just.
And at this point, he's gonna go check that list. Oh. Feel free to put in guesses for the chest.
Yeah, go ahead and guess.
Just when you think a seed is out of fate. Oh man.
Hey, I think I guessed it backwards. I thought I guessed lens into gold gauntlets, but gold gauntlets into lens is pretty good too. Let's see if we get a long shot here, and the seed will be. It will be something. Yeah, if you spent 15 minutes, guessing at lens game, maybe you could have been done with the seed. Here Favio goes getting his golds. And here we go. We're gonna know if it's in ice or if it's in chess game.
Yep, and Favio getting strength 3, and I think will also make the same play as Hila. Unfortunately, well, we don't know how that's gonna work. Depends on if this is it for Hila.
Favio's choice here matters a lot. If he just decides to do ice, and it's in there, it's his ball game basically. If it's off of this treasure chest game, then it's pretty much Hila if Favio decides to go to Ganon's.
And he's setting his Furores here, and it's not in the lens game. It's gotta be ice, and with Fabio setting Furores, he is going to be behind. Oh, ice cavern it is! Literal last location.
4 checks left, right?
But yeah, we saw Wasteland, Tektite, and Lab Dive, the 3 assorted overworld checks we did not see.
Yeah, I agree. Setting Fiora's there when you have yours up in Ganon's, the save and warp is obviously a better play.
Yeah.
I think both Favio and Ella had extra empty bottles when they got their blue fire. Personally, you get 2 really quick checks to the right side if you have another blue fire there.
Yeah, the legendary 100% check seed. We've definitely been there. Bracket seeds! Let's walk around the seed looking for the one go. Like, we've genuinely been in we've been lights and long shot from go mode for like an hour and a half or something close to that. We could over an hour for sure at that point on restream. There you go. Yeah, welcome back. We're literal hard last location ice cavern today.
There it is.
There
we
it is.
The long shot.
It's an ice on the compass chest. Ela looks tired. I'm tired for that matter. I think everyone is.
Me too. Ice and long shots. Name a better duo.
Yeah. And can you imagine if someone went ice earlier in the seed?
Oh man. I mean,
I don't think the play makes much
sense.
I mean, don't think it made sense with how the seed went, but if you somehow managed to find a way to ice, you probably finished the seed a lot faster. Hey dearest, look, we've got ourselves literal last location ice cavern.
And now Ella's got to be sweating like he has to be almost done with the checks. You know, both of these runners are very good. He has to be like he could have found this before me at any time, and you know, Favio is should be warping back to. Oh no, he's gonna be checking the lens check here first, but. But you gotta feel behind if you're both runners.
I don't think you can not feel behind. 3 hours in, you've been like 2 items from go mode for an hour plus. You definitely are feeling the pinch by now. Also, happy 3 hours, everyone. We're finally nearing
3 hours.
It's such a good thing this is a late evening race, because if this was during the middle of the day, SG would have hated me for breaking their schedule.
Just glad that we did not have to go that deep into forest. We got spared.
Yeah. Yeah, you pretty much always have to feel behind in Rando. Yeah, I think I would understand. It just doesn't know this SG schedule is currently packed with everything between SpeedGaming Live, this SGL Marathon, SGL Tourneys, the SGL Marathon, the regular tourneys SG hosts. There's a ton of stuff. In fact, you can go check out that ridiculously packed SG schedule right over here. Looks like our next OTR restream will be tomorrow morning / today, currently, at this point, for a lot of us. 10 a.m. Eastern. Reminder to our NA people that daylight savings changes over in about an hour and a half. But Rio vs. Mario will be on this year on this channel. I am currently signed up for it, as is our tracker Mighty Mouse. Yeah, I could still use a co-comp though.
What time is it?
10 a.m. Eastern.
Oh, I'll be up. I'll let you know in the morning how I feel and what my fiance had plans for the day. So,
Yeah, I mean, we do get extra time since, thank you to Daylight Savings giving us an extra hour of sleep after this fiasco.
yeah, I will appreciate that.
Same here. They've used 7 a couple times lately, Mages. Poseidon's, these settings only require the 3 mixed spiritual stones and these shadow and spirit medallions, which is why we had such a fun time with spirit key logic today.
Yeah, 3 more than they needed. Well, yeah, nothing was off a storm, so we didn't actually need to go into shadow there.
And they technically didn't need to be King of Donkey for that fire medallion, but you were doing it anyway.
You were doing it, yep. We did need. Well, actually, fire was required, right? Yeah, for ZL. So
Yeah.
I guess 2 more than they should have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, logically and I think practically required for water and ice. Yeah, you need to lower the water for Dragon Chest. I was having a brain fart.
Well, then also iron boots. I guess they could have done it with just scale.
Yeah, the comm server for SG8 got used for recording, so because they're recording some matches. What the Hell's versus Worm is going to be recorded tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, so that it can be played back at like 2 in the morning or whenever it is that SG needs content to put on the schedule.
Yeah, and that was a race that I wanted to cast, but it's way too late, and I work early on Monday, so I can't do that during the week. So
yeah. But yeah, we'll also get if I can manage to find a second Frenchman, or maybe they'll let me commentate. One or the other, Ryu and Mario are definitely getting a French restream on Pepe's channel at tomorrow.
yep, and here's Favio finding his long shot as Ella is about to fight Ganon.
Yeah, so Pepe will be having a French restream of Ryu and Mario. Ikulun Alexis, if my brain can pronounce things and not mix up languages. Ikulun Alexis at 4 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. If we can find a second Frenchman to commentate, who is willing to commentate at 10 p.m. their time, we'll also get a French restream on the news channel. So we'll see as well for those. As well as one versus what the hell is it? Doesn't look like Sponge and Exodus or Martin and Riley will get restreams though, just because of volunteer availability and the crazy SG schedule and, well, everything.
Which is unfortunate because those are some good matchups too. But
I mean, there's
only so much time and people.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many good matchups. There's like no bad matchups in this tourney for viewers. Some runners might be less amused with what opponents they get clunked with, but the viewers have gotten a big advantage to watch. This has been an excellent matchup here.
It was very close, and here's Ella about to do the final strike here. Ella shaking his head and just de-stressing after that. So GG to Ella here winning this horrendous scene. That was a struggle to find a long shot. I think the rest of it wasn't too bad, but. With Favio finishing Water Temple there, he's only a couple minutes behind Ella there, so it was a very close race. We'll get the runners in for an interview here in a little bit. And I see Ella in the chat, so GG.
Jeez, what a seed.
Yep. And it looks like we got Ella in the down below there, so we can pull him up whenever. Oh, there was our other way of the hero, Dodongo's Cavern. Fabio finding it for us.
And with that, Favio has, I believe, this is where he called it quits. GG's. So yeah, let's see if the bot will send an interview invite and see if we can get them in.
Ella's already in here, so we got him.
And hey, Ella, GG's. What a seed.
This was quite an experience. Yeah, I don't know. I felt like by the end, like I just assumed that I was going to lose, and so I just kind of given up on it. And then I don't know. I mean, it's a seed where there's a lot of dungeons available, and the thing with picking dungeons is you have to pick a dungeon that you do last. And today that was Ice Cavern, and of course that's where it was. So I think I had like 6 checks left in the whole game when I found it, and usually
something like that. Yeah.
I had all of field, the 1 check left in Ice Cavern, and then I had Frogs in the Rain. That was it.
Yeah, and that was a seed. I played a little bit of Commentator's Curse on the Rumble pack there, but
Also, hola, Favio, GG. I know he's having a little technical issues. Hopefully we can hear him soon.
So I was filled in a little bit by some of the viewers that apparently Favio's early game was much more smooth than mine was, because I just kept like tripping onto mines everywhere, and it was really a mess.
it was a bit smoother because he ended up setting Pierre up before going into fire, so he was able to just complete fire, and then he got ZL before going into Spirit Temple, which helped him. He actually left with the Iron Boots as well, not having to go back, which helped.
Yeah, it was really lucky for me that that the long shot ended up being in such a bad location, because I mean, if it was anywhere reasonable, I think getting your irons, especially on your first trip through Spirit, is a huge advantage. Yeah, it's just like nothing really worked out for me. Like I was trying to get ZL early so that I could do Graveyard because I knew that there was a Graveyard Way of the Hero. And if I had ZL, then I knew I could full clear it. And it ended up being irrelevant for the Graveyard Way of the Hero, but that's what led me to do Fire early. And then obviously the boss key is on the one check that I wasn't set up to do. And then I did Dodongos before going Child just because, I mean, I thought, there wasn't much left, so I thought maybe I'd find something, and then that led me to Spirit because I thought maybe ZL could be on OOT, and so I was going to see if I could finish Spirit, so that maybe if I go to Child to set Scarecrow, that I can pick up ZL there, and then that'd be pretty good. But then it was finishable, and I got Bolero, but that orphaned the irons for a really long time. So it never really worked out, but the seed was so bad that it kind of became good again. I remember when I used to play League, I had a lot of seeds like that were just so bad that they ended up being good for me. So that's what happened here.
Yeah, I think one of the things that ultimately gave you the win, because like Favio took out Morpha right as you finished, basically, or was on Morpha when you finished, so like just a few minutes behind, is that you didn't end up doing some of those extra checks. Because Favio didn't have that more efficient routing at the beginning, so like you went shot after the Adult Cat Graveyard, basically. He stuck around until it got the bomb bag with DC. Hell yeah, shout out to you guys both doing the Courtyards of Lake Medallion Forest.
Yeah.
Baron, I was so mad when I got that.
Yep.
Oh hey, there you are, Favio. GG.
Hello. Yeah, I was listening.
Yeah, there were very divergent paths at the beginning, and Favio's beginning seemed to be a lot smoother and just better. But then as it went on, like you said, because these items were in such a bad location, it really became very even, very close. And it really became who made the right decision and who, doing these dungeons versus a couple cleanups. And it just became very, very close and just one decision away from the winner. So,
yeah. Ferrors was tech-deck crowded by the way, Ela.
Yeah, I heard about that. How about that? How about that Stone of Agony in Shadow Trial?
There were so many laughs. The what was that in
Yeah.
Light Trial? That bow in Light Trial was funny. Thanks,
Wow.
Dave.
You got to make your
Yep.
plandos a little less obvious.
the bow and shadow as well. That was pretty great.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. And that's the thing that happened to Ela, by the way, Fabio, is so Ela here, because he didn't get irons, assumed that Spirit with the hero, I presume was for scale for bow, I guess.
No, I thought it was hovers.
Yeah, and then you got your bow with shadow and it's like, huh. Your facial expressions were hilarious to see.
I was trying to figure out, like, was the hovers Way of the Hero for the bow somehow in Shadow? And then because the Spirit key logic was horrific because of the scale.
Letter and Rang were both available without touching Spirit Temple.
That's what I thought. But then there was also, you needed magic. And so to get the dins, like, I think I didn't know about dins maybe or something like that. Anyway, it was hard for me to play the seed and also think about it at the same time. And then storms ended up being on Nocturne. So, like, in my mind, well, hovers could potentially be Way of the Hero for anything that's storms locked, and DMT's Way of the Hero. So there was just no way to know anything. You had to check everywhere, basically.
Pretty much. It turns out the last Way of the Hero was BC, by the way.
Yeah, I went to back
Yeah.
to find that.
Yeah, me too.
That's the
Wow.
last thing
To see me
we
find it.
saw, yeah.
I think that killed me was the Rudo's letter. Because I found it early, but then I have a lot of places to go next. I have the entire game open.
You both were in Jabu at pretty much the same time. There's only a 2-minute difference, Star? Something like that?
It was something really close. Yeah, you guys were in there at more or less the same time.
I was actually really close to doing ice out of logic right before that trip that I got the letter in, because I did river as adult. I usually like to do river as adult because I had the scale, and so I wanted to get some hints. So I didn't have a lot of Way of the Heroes, but I forget why I ended up going child instead of doing. I think it was because I didn't have letter yet, and I was like, I'm not going to find Rang, or I'm not going to find letter, obviously behind letter, and it just seemed unlikely that letter could be the last item in the seed at the time, so it's always really risky to go there. But obviously, I guess sponge meta wins again.
Yeah, there was definitely a choice to be made, because I do remember, now that you mentioned that you're going Adult River and then just failing. I mean, yeah, because it's debating your choice too, just like, oh, way out of logic, guys. Who knows where on earth your letter's gone off to at that point. Yeah, we had some fun analyzing Spirit Key logic on this restream. Yeah, because the minute we saw that there were no keys child side, it became obvious that there's the odds of this place not being ZL locked are really, really bad. Because it limits how many checks can have the keys. And then, of course, it was ZL locked. Those irons felt bad for you, Yila, and then it's like, oh, there's gold skill in the well, maybe that'll help, and then just there's a lot of back and forth about it.
I mean, I think we just both chose the same last place in the seed, and it ended up being probably about like 3 or 4 minutes different because I didn't check field, and I mean, we both pretty much last locationed it, and I think that was the only way I was going to win, so sometimes that just happens.
Yeah, that's rando. Sometimes you just end up last locationing your go mode.
And we as a stream, I think we saw every check in the game besides the back of ice check. So,
did Favio do frogs in the rain?
Yes, it was something of uselessness.
Bombs.
Oh yeah, bomb refill. Yep.
Yeah. Did everything.
Yeah, I have like every single item written down on my notes sheet except for the last bomb bag, and the last bottle. So probably one of them on. I think all the bows might have been bomb blocks. So I think one of those might have. I think the last bomb bag might be in like the back and forth, and like last bottle was probably sitting in like the end of Askai's cavern or something stupid.
Yeah, that's my guess, something like that. Well, Favio has all 4 bottles, so I assume that maybe we found them all.
Might have been, and I might just forgotten to write it down at some point. Never mind. So yeah,
I think one's like in field or something. I just don't remember.
Probably my notes she gets a little wonky towards the end of long restreams like this. But let us see, guys. GG's. Kudos on the heat. Just over 3 hours, 100%, everything is done.
Yeah, thanks for commentating it. This is actually my 3rd time making Round of 8 in SGL. I've made Round of 8 every single time that there has been an SGL, so I play Gav next, I think. So
you do.
Yeah, that's going to be a really good match. Gav and I actually played each other in the very first SGL in person, so that's going to be a kind of a cool blast from the past. Back, before the world ended, and we actually could play rando in the same room. It's really cool times. So, yeah, it's just it's cool to be back in Round of 8, and I'm sure that the match will be really good too. So, looking forward to doing that one.
Yeah, GG's, and good run for SGL this year for you, Favio.
Yeah, thanks. I'm kind of disappointed, but it's okay. I had a good time playing with SGL settings.
Yeah, glad you liked them. Will we be seeing you in the Season 5 qualifiers then?
Sure. I hope so.
Hope to see you then.
I really want to.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I do think that is about it for us. Looks like chat has no more questions. Any last thoughts from any of you?
Remember to reset your clocks if you're in the state.
Yep, in an hour and 15 minutes, our clocks roll back. But yeah, that I think will be just about it for us. GG's to Elagatua and to Favio. Good luck versus Gav next. Hope to see you around the next 5 polls, Favio. Let's also, with the time change, this is a 2-hour seed. There was a little bit of joking about if the seed went past 5 hours somehow that SG staff would subtract an hour from your time. So I think something would have got even more wrong than this if that had happened. For that to happen. Yeah, shoutouts to our runners, Elagatua and Favio, to my co-comment Jarkin, and for a tracker, Mighty Mouse 478.
And shoutouts to Star for commentating and being the admin for all this and setting all this up and helping all this be possible. Thank you, Star.
Oh, thank you. So, we hope next restream will be in, well, accounting for the time change, in about 10 hours between Ryuki and Mr. Mario here on this channel. We hope to see you then. Thanks for watching, everyone. We will see you next time.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.